Y'all ready for me? Y'all ready for me? Yeah, because here I is. Hey, here I is, nigga. What? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We up in here one more game. It's about to go down. I'm excited to be here one more time with y'all and y'all here with me. We gonna have some fun, and I think that tonight's gonna be it. I do. I just feel it in my bones. I feel it. So, without further ado, let's go ahead and let's get off into it. I got another freestyle about my show. It's the relationship we have, don't you know? You gotta tune in and you gotta click the like button. And if you don't, then you like these buttons. When I talk, everybody wanna listen. I got a flow, so ain't no dissing. Yeah, I got some haters, but that's cool with me, because I do my show about the R-I-G-H-T. The right thing, that's what I'm seeking. Everybody knows that I am, I don't know what else, I'm sorry, I lost it. Y'all know I ain't no freestyler. I'm just out here talking my shit, saying my shit, doing my thing, and keeping it 100. So, without further ado, let's stop the music and let's get on down with the good thing. Look, hit the wrong one. Here I am again. All right, y'all, what's up? I'm so glad y'all here on tonight. I just want to say that I'm so happy to be here with y'all. The VIP channel is open. For those of you who don't know, the United Guns of America channel is open. First and foremost, shout out to Birds Nation. Hey, I am not late. If you notice what I put in the when I sent it out throughout the social media stuff that I have through Facebook and all that, I said, Mo, what you mean you going to bed, man? You too goddamn young to be going to bed. You 46 like me, man. Stay your ass up. You ain't got shit to do. Come on and stay up. But Birds Nation said I'm late. My shows are always ish. For those of you who've been watching me for the longest time, what up, Chris Thorne? Hope you're doing well, brother. For everybody who've been watching me, y'all know that all of my shows are whatever time I post, it's an ish. So if the channel sends you an alert and says, hey, going live at 11:30, it's always an ish at the end, 11:30-ish, 10 o'clock-ish, 9 o'clock-ish. So I'm always within a 15-minute window, all right? That's what you got to tell. That's what you got to remember. So if I tell you I'm about to go live at 12, that means 12:15 is when you should be logging in. I do that for y'all. See, that gives y'all time to get your drinks, to get your food, whatever you gonna have, get your people who gonna watch, get the channel link, and you get to share it out. So by the time people get to it, they can see, I do this for y'all. Okay, that's bullshit. I just be late. I'm sorry. That's just what it is. Forgive me. Charge it to my head and not my heart, people. Charge it to my head and not my heart. But be that as it may, shout out to you, Birds Nation, for being the first person in the chat and the VIP channel on the United Guns of America. Also to G Friend Always Faithful. Simple 5 to G Friend 94. Also to Scott. He said, didn't get my notification. They bullshitting me already. What I need you to do, Scott, and anybody else, if you're not getting notifications, go to the channel, click the little bell, unclick it. Even if it shows it got the little alerts to it, unclick it and then click it again just to make sure. That's what you do. That's the only thing you can do. And then also the Angry Man for a Reason. Shout out to you too. Now, over here on the Relationship Rehab channel, let me give a shout out to first person in the chat, Quintina Blades Walker May. She got 4 names. That's what I'm talking about. Also the Tiger Blue, Moses Kane, left third. What up, what up? Trevor Attelaflack. All right. I got you, brother. G Friend over there too, representing the Serious Hour podcast. I'm ready. Sting 41B. Let's do it. Jamal Beasley. That reminds me of Beasley. But Crestline Iceberg Slim Pimp. I gotta add that extra part on there. Smitty, my man Chris Thorns. I hope you're doing well, brother. I saw you was in the hospital, man. I hope you're on the mend, my brother. Sylvester M. Just Be Real. Daquan. What up, boy? Linda Soto. BR. Sylvester Johnson. Beverly Jones. Left Third. Diamond Smith. Kevin Hutton. Hey, it's like EF. I see you there, boy. I see that. Soaky One. Damn, I love Chicago. P space Y. All right. I don't know what that is, but E320, Stephen W, Lorenzo Davis, Tony Snow, my man Big Mo. Big Mo, stay up, man. Hey, me and Big Mo went to high school together. We damn near some 30 years into the game, man. Stay your ass up and watch your boy. Fuck all that I'm going to bed shit. Stay up, nigga. Fuck that. I'm your friend and I'm calling on you. Let's see. Stop hating. Mike Wash, what up with it? CJ Gunn, High Revs, what up? All right, so that's everybody. Now, let's go ahead and let's do this. But before we move forward, yes, it is my favorite part of the show. Shout out to my good thing, my forever girl, my side chick, my mistress, my wifestress, my girlfriend, and my baby's mama.
Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use and is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107.
Yeah, I had to open up my bottle of wine. I had to get my lotion on my hands. Y'all don't know how hard it is doing all this stuff. To go live, I had to get up, get everything together. Then I had to go and wash my hands and put my lotion on, open up the wine bottle, get my water and all that kind of stuff. I just got to do so much. Turn on my lights, make sure everything is working. It's just, it's taxing. I need a production team. I do, but I don't have one. It's just my black ass. That's it. That's all it is. It's only one. It's one employee at the relationship rehab, and I'm it. That's it. All right, let's go. So, for those of you who don't know who this gentleman is on here on the screen, this is Mr. Brandon Tatum. Now, I know some of you may have caught my show I did about him a while ago, where he was talking about how stop and frisk was a good thing. And I totally disagree with that. Stop and frisk is the idea of stop and frisk. It seems viable. It seems to make sense. But because of the human factor that has to go along with that, and it's so much human judgment that is involved in that, it is a good, and the intentions may be good, but it is literally giving too much power to the police. And you're talking about one who is a complete police supporter. I love the police. I understand a lot of the plights of the police and all that good stuff. Hey, baby, shout out to my wife. And there is a line. So the police are needed. The police are good. The police need to be in place and they need to be able to do their job. However, you don't want to give too much power to any one side, whether it be for the criminals or whether it be for the police. And it's hard to, you have to constantly evaluate that scale of who is able to do what with the laws that are in place. And one of those things with stop and frisk put a thumb on that motherfucking scale for the police side that gave them too much power. You have to always remember, although police officers are trained, even though some are not as trained as well as others, some of them do not have as good as judgment as others, they are human. They are fucking people. And people who get power, there are some people that will fucking abuse it. And stop and frisk is that gateway drug, if you will, to doing that. It's the weed of law. get you hooked on that shit and power. It's the weed of power. You get to using that shit and smoking that shit so much, you be like, your body starts getting immune to it, so now you want to get more and more of it. But that's what Stop and Frisk does. So that was the first time I had a real disagreement with Brandon Tatum, to the point to why I did a video. Well, we've come to that road again. And this is, in all fairness and in all righteousness, if you will, I did not want to, I could not do this video, because I did a video talking about Candace Owens a few days ago, which actually did quite well, surprisingly, especially on the United Guns of America channel. It did quite well. But I did a video about Candace Owens talking about George Floyd. I also did a video about Candace Owens talking about Ahmaud Arbery. But what she talked about and what I said about with George Floyd was the fact that she was bringing up his criminal past. It had nothing to do with what happened to him. That was my biggest thing. And Mr. Tatum comes out and just puts his cape on super tight, throws it back in the wind and says, "I'm coming to your rescue, Candace." And I get the whole fact that, hey, they may be friends, they cool with each other, you want to stand up for your friend, you want to stand in solidarity with your homegirl. I get it. But the fact that you called for the smoke, I had to oblige. And here I am. So the thing is this, if I couldn't do a video about what she said, and then to have him come out and support what she said and try to justify what she said, and me not do a video about him. And that's why we're here on tonight. So I need you all to get your street Bibles and turn to the book of Galatians, and that'll be chapter 6, verse 7. Here we go. So everybody who don't know or should know, I don't know, because the guy's quite popular. He's a pretty much a conservative, one of the new guys on the scene, along with Candace Owens and all the rest of them that are in that clique, and with what's the other dude name? The other dude who always got the 2 flags. Damn it. Oh, shit. I can't think of his name. I'm drawing a blank. I can't believe it. The black dude who always got on like a trucker hat. Who's standing there, he got the 2 flags in the back of his picture. The fuck is his name? Somebody got to know it. ABL, right. Yeah, Anthony Brian Logan. I'm like, how the fuck did I just draw a blank like that? Anthony Brian Logan. Thank you, guys. So, yeah, and, you know, they all in this, they all run in pretty much the same circles or whatever. And he's one of those guys. So he's along with them. They have a lot of ideas and stuff. They think a lot alike. And I will admit that I actually think a lot like these guys too. We have a lot of things in common. I agree with a lot of things that they talk about and a lot of things that they say for the most part. But what he was saying here and trying to defend Candace Owens, and then he went off into some other shit too. I said, no, I got to go ahead and say what I got to say. I can't hold my mule on this one. So here we go.
If you have a problem with Candace, you have a problem with me. This video is brought to you.
When I first saw this shit still makes me laugh. It's like, if you got a problem with Candace, you got a problem with me. It's like, what is that about? Like, I guess let me say this, because I had to actually, I was scrolling on my Facebook and I saw a post that Ricky Smiley put up talking about, you know, please stop sharing Candace Owens stuff. Don't share her posts or her videos, cause stop making her relevant. And I'm like, hold on, man. I don't understand why these people have this fucking cancel culture. If I don't like what you're saying, or if I disagree with what you're talking about, you have to be fucking canceled. What the fuck is that? Last time I checked, as the great James Amos said, this is America, Jack. What the fuck you talking about? I should be able to say whatever the hell I want. If you don't like it, don't watch it. If you disagree with it, then have a disagreement with it. Stop trying to shut a motherfucker down just because you don't like what they saying. And I'm so sick and tired of let me get this out. I'm so sick and tired of niggas always trying to do this shit. I'm so sick and tired of fucking liberals always trying to do this shit. I'm so sick and tired of every motherfucker that supports the cancel culture. You need to go fucking kill yourself. This shit is stupid. It's plenty of shit I see on the internet that I don't like. And you know what the fuck I do? Let me show you. Let me show you my power. See, this is a mouse. This is actually a fancy one. This is a click. This is a trackball mouse, what I like. But there's a button right here. It's called the fucking left click. And in the top right corner of every goddamn window that you may have up, whether it be a Macintosh or a PC, there's a fucking X. Click the goddamn X if you don't like it. Stop with these bullshit ass campaigns about canceling a motherfucker because they say something that you don't like or disagree with. Either have enough fucking balls and have enough fucking common sense to actually have a conversation with that person as opposed to fucking name calling and talking about canceling a nigga. That shit is stupid. It's frustrating. And I even commented on Ricky's Smiley posts. I usually just check his shit out or I keep going. But I had to comment, motherfucker, Ricky Smiley, you of all people being a comedian should be the motherfucker at the front lines and first and foremost to encourage people to be able to exercise their First Amendment right. How dare you, man? Get on your fucking social media and you being one of those famous people who got the blue check, which means you are a social media influencer. How dare you get on there and try to tell a motherfucker what to do with they goddamn posts and they shares and they likes? Why the fuck are you gonna encourage somebody to be silenced? Everybody should have a voice, or everybody has a voice, and everybody should be able to speak whatever the fuck they're thinking or whatever they're feeling. If you don't like it, challenge it. If you disagree with it, just let them know. Stop being the first, and that's one of the problems that I have with everybody that's on this other side of this fence. Everybody that's a Trump hater. Everybody that's I hate conservatives. I hate the Republicans. All you motherfuckers do, all you liberal assholes, all y'all do is call motherfuckers names. If you're not articulating a point, I don't even want to fucking hear from you. And that's one of the reasons why I stopped that shit on my show. If your ass can't come over here and have a fucking conversation, get the fuck on. Because I don't have time for it. If you can't come and articulate yourself as opposed to dropping one-liners, all that stupid shit, I'm just saying something. Or as that dude said, I'm just typing out loud. If that's all you have to offer, I don't want to hear from you. Not saying you can't say what you want to say, just don't bring it over here. Because if you can't have a conversation, what the fuck are you talking for? If you can't express yourself and articulate a complete thought, why the fuck are you even speaking? Just shut up. Let the chat roll. Let the speakers play. And don't say nothing. But I'm tired of this shit about somebody, I don't like what they say. We need to cancel their ass. He said the wrong thing. Cancel. She said the wrong thing. Cancel. You know what that is? And I hate to say it, but I'm going to say it because it is what it is. That's 100% bitch shit. That shit that women do. I don't want to hear what the fuck he talking about. Fuck you, talk to the hand. That's exactly what you doing. That's all you doing. You can disagree with me. You can even not like me. I really gives no fuck. But don't tell me I can't say shit. Don't tell me I need to be fucking silenced. It makes no sense. And anybody that does that, I consider you to be an uneducated asshole. Facts. If you telling a motherfucker that they shouldn't talk, they can't talk, motherfucker, you are an uneducated asshole. Fuck you gonna cancel something? What the fuck you mean cancel? So who the fuck gave you the power to cancel a motherfucker? Fuck you mean? And then you got people that's just saying it just to be saying the shit. Cancel. He a coon. Cancel. He said that black lives don't matter. Cancel his ass. He voted for Trump. Cancel his ass. He said this. I don't like how he gonna bring up black on black crime when George Floyd dead. Cancel that motherfucker. What? You don't even understand what you saying. Then when a motherfucker say, what you mean by that? Why do you say cancel him? Because he a coon. Because he a Uncle Sam. Uncle Tom. I said Uncle Sam. Got that mixed up with Sambo. I can't believe that we will adopt anything if it's repeated long enough. I swear we will. Just think about it. Something that gets repeated more and more times, regardless if it's real or fake, niggas will just adopt it and just say it. Case in point, Wakanda. It's a fucking place that doesn't exist. And niggas will keep saying it. Kamala Harris. I'm running for president. Wakanda. Bitch, you ain't even in the ghetto. You ain't even in the hood. You don't even fuck with niggas. Your track record was nothing but you being a prosecutor locking niggas the fuck up. But you now Wakanda because you now running for president. Fuck out of here. T.I. Atlanta is the black, Atlanta is Wakanda. And niggas like, yeah, T.I., yeah. Somebody should be like, come on, T.I. Why can't Atlanta just be motherfucking, Atlanta is black owned. Atlanta is the land of prosperity for black folks. Why can't you say that? Instead, you will come up with some fictional shit to throw out there. Wakanda, yeah, Wakanda, y'all. And you want a motherfucker to take you serious. The minute you get an opportunity to speak, we're not being heard. Nobody hears from us. Nobody listens to us. Just like motherfucker Shannon Sharp. Yeah, you know, people don't listen to us. And when we do, we keep saying it and we keep saying nobody listen. Because when you get a mic in front of your face, the first thing out your mouth is Wakanda and 400 years of slavery. Nigga, if don't nobody know about the 400 years, then you don't need to be talking to them no way. This has been years and years. We talking 400 years of systemic racism. Understood, man? What the fuck are you gonna do now? You ask a nigga right now what you want. What do you want? Most niggas can't even tell you. I want equality. I want to be able to live my life as a black man, and I want to get rid of racism. What do you want, though, man? We're asking for a solution to a problem, and we don't have no ideas about a solution in the first place. All we can do is talk about the bad. That's just like you get your ass whooped, call the police. Police say, hey, so what happened? They beat my ass. They fucked me up. Okay, we got that. So there's been an attack. Yeah, man, they beat my ass, man. Okay, what do you want to do? Do you want to press charges? Man, they fucked me up, Joe. Okay, what do you want to do, sir? Do you want to press charges? Man, I'm just saying, Joe. They ain't have to beat me like that. Sir, I understand what you're saying. Do you want to press charges? Man, Joe, shit is fucked up, man. I ain't even did nothing, man. They didn't beat my ass. I get that, sir. They always fucking me up. Sir, I understand that. Do you want to press charges? It's a simple question. Simple question. Niggas talk about reparations. All right, what kind of reparations do you want? Well, I mean, we got to, work that out. Motherfucker, if you want reparations, then you should know what the fuck that consists of. You should know. You should know what that consists of. You should know, what do you mean by reparations? We just want reparations. Next time you hear a nigga say it, ask him. Just next time you hear a nigga say it, ask him what that means. What is reparations? What do you want for reparations? And niggas can't tell you. I swear for God, we're talking about something that we would benefit from. We're talking about something that we would actually say, okay, if they gave it to us, what would we want? Niggas ain't gonna say shit but a bunch of money. They should give every black person $1 million. Nigga, that's just like giving every black person a motherfucking package of C4 and some motherfucking that's like giving a nigga some C4, a barbecue grill, some lighter fluid, and a match. Somebody's gonna fucking blow themselves up. Guaranteed. Look, we're gonna give you this C4, we're gonna give you this charcoal, and this Weber grill. See, guaranteed if every nigga got it, somebody is gonna blow themselves up. Nigga wouldn't even think to just get rid of the C. Let me do away with this C4 because I don't know nothing about it and I ain't never handled it before. Let me get this to an explosive professional. Nope. You gonna see a nigga on live talking about I got my reparations, nigga, got my charcoal, we about to party, I got my C4, nigga, I don't know what the fuck that shit is though, nigga, but anyway, I'm about to light this motherfucking weed up. Boom. Man, Joe, that C4 blew him up, fam. It's like we have no idea what we actually want. You hear niggas all the time, you gotta repair the black community. What the fuck does that mean? And all I'm saying is that if anybody ever asks you that, be able to articulate what you would think. And I ain't saying we all got to come together and have this consensus on what reparation is, because everybody has a fucking mind. And your ideas might be better than mine. My ideas might be better than yours. But we should all be in a consensus to say, well, here are a few things where we need to get us back on track, to get us elevated, to take us to the next level, and to do this or to do that. We should be able to say those things and people be able to say, oh, okay, I get it. As opposed to just saying we want money. Because we get some money, ain't shit gonna happen, but Gucci gonna sell out, Cadillac gonna sell out, Foot Locker gonna sell out, Nike gonna sell out, and Amazon is gonna skyrocket. So the 4 things I guarantee it's gonna happen. You get niggas some money. You give us some money, that's what's gonna happen. Won't be a surge in the housing market. Won't be an influx of finances into the stock exchange. It's gonna be Hennessy gonna get sold out. Hennessy, you ain't gonna be able to find white Hennessy nowhere. Cause you give niggas some real money, niggas gonna be going to buy white Hennessy. Fuck that. Fuck that regular. Fuck that regular Hennessy. Nigga, I want that pure white. Fuck that. Let's go get it. Niggas gonna stop buying bags of weed and gonna start buying weight. A nigga gonna look at a nigga, if you ain't got shit less, you got anything less than a zip, don't even look at trying to sell that to a nigga. Nigga, I don't buy shit with zips and up, nigga. Give me a half or a quarter, nigga, or a whole P. White Owls and motherfucking, what's that other one that they roll the blunts up with? White Owls and Blackwoods, is that what it's called? I don't smoke weed in them things. But that shit gonna go through. You ain't gonna be able to find them nowhere. And Black and Milds ain't gonna be found nowhere. Niggas gonna start buying them by the case. Of course, Newports is gonna be sold out. And that's pretty much about it. And Harold's is gonna run out of chicken in Chicago. All right. All right, man. Let's go ahead. I said enough. Let's go ahead and let's get into this and hear what B. Tatum has to say.
About The Officer Tatum Store, The Officer Tatum Store. Get the merch link in the description section. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you get notifications anytime I go live. I make a video. Like this video, comment on this video, share this video, and let's get into this. I want to make this very clear so there is no ambiguity. You are not confused about what B. Tatum says or where he stands. If you have a problem with Candace, then you have a problem with Brandon Tatum. Let me add this quick message to you haters out there that are claiming to be conservative, hating on Candace Owens. Look, you have your right to have a perspective, and so do Candace Owens. And because your perspectives are different, don't make her right and make you wrong, or make you right and make her wrong. Quit being soft. You're just mad because she got a bigger platform than you do. You just mad because real recognize real and people can recognize that you fake. Some of y'all running for office and you sitting there talking more about Candace Owens than the person that you're running against. Now
Now I know y'all know I ain't running for office. so I ain't running for office. I see, y'all already know that. Number two, I understand, and it's like I understand the fact that I respect the loyalty factor in this because it's like he's standing for his friend, and that's cool. My thing is this though, and this is one of the things that I want us to really just think about and keep at the forefront of your mind, not in the back of your mind, but in the forefront. We have to always, people, everybody, strive for righteousness. And I said strive because we want to try to always do and say the right thing. And even though we don't always do it, because I can get on here and say something that's wrong. I can get on here and say something that's incorrect. Because of my perception and what I'm perceiving, what I'm thinking, I could be speaking something or putting something out here that could be the wrong thing. And I would want somebody to do just this. What I'm doing now, I would want somebody to correct me and say, hey, either reach out to me and say, hey, man, I want to come on the show and talk about some of the things you said before in the past. I'm all for that. You said something on this show and I kind of disagree with it. I like to have a discussion. Okay, fine. I'm all for that. And I think that that's the thing that we have to make sure that all of us are doing, whether you are a liberal Democrat or a conservative Republican, you're far left, far right, you're LBGTQ, LMNOP, whatever you are, especially when it comes to social media, you need to come out and say, hey, we can say whatever it is we want to say. And when there's a disagreement or if there's something that's wrong or something that, it could be looked at this way or that way, then just come out and say that. We should all be willing to be held to the fire of challenge. Challenge what it is. Say what it is that you want to say. Say what it is you want to say and say, hey, and be able to explain why. Not, you know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about. You see it, man. Just be able to say, hey, because of this, and this is why I'm saying that. Because somebody could very well disagree with me. And you know what I get when people disagree with me? Who is this guy? Because I'm a little YouTube. I'm sorry. Or people just say, who is this clown? What is this? Who let him on the internet? That's it. I don't get no, hey man, here's some facts to dispute what you're saying. Niggas just say shit. I swear to God. You look at some shit in the comment section on my channel and that's what you will see. You will rarely see somebody make an actual point to dispute or challenge what it is that I'm saying. Look, and I'm going to my comments right now. This was I guess a person commented on the Candace Owens, I don't support George Floyd, he is not a martyr show that I did. It literally says this, dude, you are an idiot. What else? Like, okay, you came by to say that. Why do you say I'm an idiot? Tell me why, as opposed to just making that statement. So it's like, I understand why he's willing to speak up. My thing is this, you should be able to more so correct your friend than anybody. Setting your friend, say, hey, well, Candace, you kind of want to, or vice versa. Candace called him and say, hey, look, B, think about this. Not saying that what you're saying you shouldn't have said, but sometimes you say things and there's another layer to it, or there's a different angle to it that you should be cognizant of to say, I get it. And that's what this is to me.
Let's get into the facts. Candace Owens made a video about George Floyd. Candace Owens made a factual video about George Floyd. There is a lot of people in America that love what Candace Owens said, that believes that she is an honorable individual for being bold enough and strong enough to tell the truth, even though it hurts some of y'all feelings. Now, there's a population amongst us who are afraid of the truth. They're afraid of being honest. Even though they know that Candace Owens is telling the truth, even though they know the statistical data proves her right, they are disingenuous in their approach because they're afraid to expose the problems in the black community to everybody else. Now, I'll say this. I and Candace Owens alike, and she said it in the video. Now, I don't want to play the video. I'll put the video.
And here's where he begins to do the thing that I have a problem with. Because, and this is what I said about Candace, and this is what, if B. Tatum ever gets this, if he's ever watching this, here's my thing. Number one, and you're gonna hear him say this, and this is why I'm disputing it now. Well, you know what? In all fairness, I'm gonna let him say it. Then I'm gonna dispute it. Let me slow my train. Hold on. Let me bag this train up a little bit.
In the description section. But she said it in the video, and I will give anybody on here that can prove that she did not say what I'm about to say on that video, I will give you $20,000. $20,000.
Now, see, here's my thing. You're telling me that what she's saying is true and factual, and that's what she said in the video. Why do you have to throw the 20,000 out there? It's like, I'll give you $20,000 if you can prove to me that President Trump is not the president. It's like you making a point about what? You're making a bet on a sure thing. Just speak the facts and say what it is. Here's what she said. You obviously watched the video. You know what she said. And you are verbatim going to repeat what she said. Fine. There's no reason to place a bet on something that we know is 100% factual. Now, if you want to bet, if you're going to put a wager out there, put it out there on something that you said, hey, this is what I'm saying that it is, and this is what you're going to say, and we don't know the line, we can't say what it, then you bet, and you taking a gamble or a risk. But you to just say something that you actually know, I bet you $20,000 my driver's license says Brian Rittman. Facts. What? Nigga, it's my license. What are we talking about?
Candace Owens said on the video, which is unequivocal, that the man didn't deserve to die, that justice will be served, and that police officer will face the court of law based on the decisions that he made. She said unequivocally that her argument about martyrdom is separate from the argument of him dying and whether or not he deserves to die or not. Now, there's two arguments that need to be had, but people don't want to have them because they don't want to be honest. The police officer made poor decisions, in my personal opinion. That has nothing to do with the court of law. He is presumed innocent until proven guilty in the court of law. We shall find out, according to 12 people who are considered his peers or jurors, that will determine his fate. Now, the other conversation that Candace Owens is willing to have, that some of y'all phonies don't want to have, is that there is a huge issue of the mental projection in the black community that's matriculating down to every other community in the United States of America. And that is the idea that we are to worship, we are to give wings to. We cannot say a foul word against people who live a life of extreme criminal behavior.
Now, here's where I have a problem. Wait, hold on for a second. Let me see if somebody asking me a question. I see, do you true have facts? Influences loud feelings aren't facts. And then do you? I'm not following. I don't know. All right, but here's where it starts to go a little left. Hold on for me.
And then once they die, we can't say nothing about it. They're off limits. It is ungodly to speak of the truth because the person died at the hands of what? A white police officer. They don't mind you talking bad about black people no other time, but if it's done at the hands of a white police officer, then it's an issue. George Floyd, and I don't know how many people, if he hadn't died, would be supportive of him. George Floyd committed tons of crimes. He's been in and out of prison. One of the most heinous crimes that he did, which I believe that all you women, female activists out there will have a problem with, is that he pulled a gun on a pregnant woman.
Okay, now here's where I'm challenging what it is he's doing, and just like I did with Candace Owens. The crime that has been committed, his past has no bearing on any of the crimes that the crime that has been committed to him. He lost his life. He was murdered. Plain and simple. He was murdered. And regardless of what he did in the past, He served his time, paid his debt to society for it. And even though he was a repeat criminal, he committed crime after crime after crime. 6-time felon, whatever the case may be. None of those crimes dictate to him or for him to be murdered. The police are not judge and jury. Plain and simple. What does this say? Justin Bakes says, he just showed his entire hand right there. Justin Bakes said, I hate BKSCK, pull up. What the fuck does that mean? Is that supposed to be blacks? Somebody please help me. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, if that's what he's trying to say, why would you bring up, or why is there a need to bring up his criminal past? What does that have to do with him dying in the street? And that's where I don't understand why they are doing this. You're bringing up his criminal past, and you're trying to talk about it because it's true. I get that. It's not. I'm not disputing it, and not saying, "Oh, that ain't true," and you lying. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, you're bringing up the fact that this dude had a criminal past. Is that to say that he's supposed to die the way he died? Yeah, Dim Mac, you need to fix your shit because my mic is fine. Thank you so much, Sylvester. I don't understand why he would be saying that. Why would you bring up his criminal past when it has nothing to do with the crime that was at hand? Passing a fake 20 does not ever or should not ever lead to you being placed on the ground, handcuffed, and then a knee put on your neck and your back until you are deceased. Using fentanyl does not dictate that once you have been handcuffed, you get a knee placed on your back and on your neck, and it stays that way for 8 minutes and 40 seconds until you die. His past, it is not relevant. That is not the police officer's job, Steve Official. It is not. And this is where everybody's getting this wrong. It is not the police officer's job to murder someone who is in custody. Now, if they couldn't get the cuffs on this guy and they couldn't arrest this guy, and that shit happened during the process of him being placed under arrest, you'd actually be right, sir. You'd actually be right. And I don't understand why everybody's trying to bring in this part of it, because it has no bearing on what happened to him once he was put in cuffs. In this country, the United States of America, you are innocent until proven guilty. And once you are proven guilty, you will then serve your time and pay your debt to society. Once you have paid your debt to society, you are now again a free man. Plain and simple. So there is whatever's happened in his past, whatever he did in his past history, you're right. I'm giving that to you. It's true. However, if you commit a crime today, and once you get apprehended, it's over. As a police officer, my job is now to process you and take you to the station to be judged, take you to the station to get prosecuted. Whatever they're going to put on you, they're going to put it on you there. That is the prosecuting attorney's job. It is not Derek Chauvin's job to kill this man with him being handcuffed on the ground. Plain and simple. And ain't not a motherfucker on this earth can justify that. You can't. So there's no reason to bring up his criminal past, because he is not on trial because he's fucking dead. So how about that? If I kill 15 people and go to the police station and put my hands up and say, I'm turning myself in, officer, they don't get to shoot me, motherfuckers. Regardless of what I've done, they don't get to shoot me. Now, a judge can sentence me to death and I can get the death penalty. Yup. But the police don't get to shoot me. You don't. So why bring it up? What? Oh, you know what he did 20 years ago. You know what he did 2 months ago. It's irrelevant. That is the purpose of the justice system. That's what it's for. So why are you trying to justify that? His past is what led to him no. His past, him being a recidivative criminal. Oh, is that recidivative? Yeah, that's right. Him being a repeat offender, him trying to pass a fake 20 is what got his ass in handcuffs. It did not and should not have gotten him killed. Why bring it up? If we're talking about the fact that this man died, what difference does it make as far as whatever crime he committed for this officer to murder him? You can't tell me, and no one has been able to answer that shit yet. The last show I did when I talked about Candace saying this shit, nobody could click the link and explain to me the difference. And here's the thing about telling the truth and keeping it real, like he keeps saying. And like all of y'all that's on his side and on Candace's side keep saying. Well, it's true. Your criminal past. Well, wait a minute, motherfuckers. Hold on. All of these people, the successful Americans, all of these so-called patriots of our country, they've all had checkered past. We don't bring that shit up, do we? Don't nobody say that Christopher Columbus was a murdering, genocidal fucking maniac, do they? Nope. Nobody talks about how the fucking Kennedys made all their money from fucking bootlegging, do they? Nope. Nobody say that. So you're trying to keep it real and talk the truth, then how come people don't bring that up every time somebody talk about these other people in the country? But it's just like when people talk about Jay-Z. Jay-Z, former drug dealer. Why are we bringing that part up? Like it ain't other motherfuckers who done built their empires or built their money off of doing illegal shit. I don't understand how that's okay. And it's just like my analogy that I made before. If Emmett Till was a thief, has no bearing on what happened to him. So why are you talking about Emmett Till being a thief 6 months ago or 6 years ago before he got murdered as a teenager? What difference does that make? Whatever indiscretions, whatever Emmett Till did wrong in his life, did he pay for it when they fucking beat him to death, fucking tied a fucking fan around him and threw him in a fucking river? Is that the penalty for that? No. When you have somebody in custody like they had, do your fucking job, man. There's no reason to talk about this man's criminal past when it had nothing to do with him being handcuffed. Nothing at all. They didn't arrest him because of his past discretions. Oh, we know you committed a crime, and even though you went to jail, we're going to arrest you again. Come here. They didn't do that. They arrested him for trying to pass a fake 20, and they arrested him. Then they stayed on him. What the fuck part of his criminal history, what the fuck part of his criminal background had anything to do with an 8-minute and 40-second fucking knee on the neck until you die? How? And everybody who's bringing that shit up, answer that for me, and I'll give you the green light on it.
During a home invasion, him and several other men rammed into a woman's house, put her at gunpoint, potentially traumatized her for the rest of her life. And then at the time of his death, he's doing methamphetamine and fentanyl. And some of y'all act like methamphetamine and fentanyl just sprinkle.
Okay, Steve Official, here's what I'm saying. Steve Official says Candace was just supporting her point that he's no angel. That's it. Why does that point need to be made? Only angels get to live once arrested? So if I'm not an angel, if I get arrested, then there's a good chance I'm going to die then. And if I do die, it'll be because I'm no angel. Right? That's what is that what we're saying? That's really what we're saying. Because I can tell you this. What's the little boy that came and shot the 7 people, killed the 7 people in that church? What about him? What was that boy's name? I can't think of the active shooter that went into the church a few years back, killed 7 people. They invited him in. He came in, and they invited him in and told him he can have Bible study with us. Yeah, Dylan Ruth. So Dylan Ruth goes and kills 7 motherfuckers in a church. Do you think that was a bad history? Do you think he's a fucking angel? Dylan Ruth killed motherfucking 7 people in a church. And what happened with him? He got arrested, taken to fucking Burger King, and then taken to jail. So fuck that. They didn't take motherfucking George Floyd to fucking Wendy's. They didn't take him to fucking Burger King to get a burger and a drink before he got fucking processed. So fuck what you talking about. Where's the video talking about him? You don't see it, do you? How the fuck does a person who gets up and just on a fucking whim goes and kills 7 fucking people in a church? How does he get to go to jail? Get to go to Wendy's, then get to go to jail and ain't beat, ain't roughed up, ain't pushed around, ain't got a fucking bruise or nan hair harmed on his head. He can go to jail and get judged by the law, maybe see a psychiatrist because he could be crazy. But George Floyd, no, that nigga got to die right there. That fuck nigga need to die. Why? Because he's no angel. He's had a checkered past. He's a 6-time felon. He should die right there on the fucking streets. Doesn't matter if he's handcuffed, pissing on himself, crying for his mama, begging to be put in the fucking police car. That doesn't matter. He's used fentanyl before. You deserve to die for that, don't you?
Goes out of the air and falls into your system randomly. No, you have to be in a certain lifestyle that gets you to a certain point where you're buying drugs from somebody in the community, probably another black man, buying drugs from somebody in the community to the point at which you're high and operating a motor vehicle. Then you use fake money to try to pay for something at the store that they call the police on you. In order for you to be involved in all of this behavior, you are making poor decisions. You are not a role model. You are not a model of the everyday black man. You are what we would consider an exception. You are a person who's on the lower end of the black spectrum. You are scum of the earth.
Last I checked, Mr. Tatum, even though that may be true, he's still a human being. He's still a person, regardless of how low you may place him on your totem pole or Tatum pole, whatever you want to call it. No matter how low on the totem pole he is, he's still a human being, last I checked. He's still an American, last I checked. And with him being an American, on American soil, there's a small little thing called civil rights that every person that's in this country gets. He has the right to due process, whether it's his first offense or his 15th. It doesn't matter. He has a right to have due process, not killed in the streets. So I understand what facts you bringing. I ain't arguing or disputing your facts. What I'm telling you is your facts have no bearing on the offense. I'm not disputing how he was taken into custody. I'm not disputing how many times they hit him to get the handcuffs on him. I'm not disputing what they had to do to get the cuffs on him. What I'm disputing is after he got handcuffed and was laid face down on the ground, why someone had a knee on his neck for 40 minutes. I mean, it's for 8 minutes and 40 seconds. Excuse me. And the fact that that led to his life being ended, and we're trying to say or talk about his past for what? For what?
If you are robbing, pillaging people, and using drugs and destroying property and trying to buy stuff with fake money when everybody else here is working hard, obeying the law, and doing what they're supposed to do. But somehow, some way, in our society, that person down here, who obviously he deserves justice and his family deserves justice, but that person down here is exalted in the realm higher than somebody like Ben Carson, Thomas Sowell, Larry Elder, Clarence Thomas.
So here's the thing. All of these people that are coming out and saying that they're George Floyd, what people are saying and why they're saying that is because I could commit a crime too. I could do something fucked up tomorrow. I could do something fucked up tonight and go to jail. I could break the law tomorrow and have to go to jail. The question is, and this is why people are bringing him up and using him, is that will the same thing happen to me? Him trying to pass a fake fucking $20 should not have resulted in the results that came about. And that's what people are saying. They're not trying to make this guy a martyr. They're using him as the fucking principle of saying, I could commit one of the meaningless crimes possible. It's a petty crime trying to pass a 20. That's not fucking treason. It's not murder. It's not child molestation. It's not child rape. It's fraud. And I wound up dying while handcuffed. Not because I had a heart attack. Not because I jumped off a building once I was handcuffed. Couldn't take it no more. I died because a motherfucker wouldn't get off my neck because he wanted to be on it for 8 minutes and 40 seconds. $20? That's just like the sheriff that got killed over a fucking TV. A fucking TV? And here's my thing. If that shit would have happened and that dude would have died over the TV and that sheriff would have got there and he'd got killed and y'all saw the motherfuckers who killed him, you would have been more justified to kill that motherfucker right then and there on the spot than the motherfuckers who sat there and just, oh man, bro, he died over TV, cuz. Man, cuz, he died over TV, cuz. Oh, cuz. This bullshit, cuz. He died over TV. They let them niggas walk. You would be more inclined to shoot and kill the motherfucker you just saw kill a 77-year-old man doing his job over a television than to put your knee on the neck and slowly fucking suffocate or strangle a motherfucker who tried to pass a fucking $20 bill. What the fuck was he trying to buy with a $20 bill? I don't know, but we all know it was less than $20. And here's the thing, which we may never know. What if he didn't know if it was a fake 20? I don't even want to get deep into that rabbit hole. What if he didn't know it was a fake 20? Could it happen? Could it be possible? Yep. Sure the fuck could. Somebody could have gave him 20. Somebody could have gave him $20, him not knowing it was a fake 20. Motherfucker, how many of y'all get money and go and motherfucking mark it with a money pen or hold the shit up and check it with a 20? Could that not have been easily passed on? But I don't know that. So it's no point in me saying, man, that 20, we probably didn't even know it was a fake 20, man. That dude, they bullshitting, man. I ain't gonna say that. He probably could have printed the 20 his goddamn self. Could have did that too. The thing is, the crime that was committed, whether he knew it or not, give him his day in court, not a fucking execution on the street. I tell niggas all the time, don't hold court in the street when you fucking with the police, because you will lose every time. I tell people that all the time. And the fucking police need to know better. Motherfucker, you ain't judge and jury. Get the fuck off his neck, put this man in the car, and take his ass to jail. And get out and go do your fucking job. Brass Man said, thanks for the super chat, bro. The relationship rehab. The news also tried to use COVID-19 as an excuse to cover up the less damage to his death. What's your thoughts? The less damage to his death? I don't understand what you're saying. How they trying to use COVID-19 as an excuse to cover up. Or are you saying like talking about his death? Just be a little clear, because I'm not sure what you're asking.
I could go down a list. Booker T. Washington, Frederick Douglass, Madam C.J. Walker. I ain't never in my life seen somebody saying, say her name, Madam C.J. Walker, who was the first female millionaire, and if she was alive today, she'd be the billionaire, out of any female in history, white or black. But y'all don't want to say her name. But the lowest amongst us, all of these individuals, that they're...
Or are you saying that he had COVID-19? Or he tested positive for COVID-19? Oh, wow. I haven't seen that shit, but wow. I mean, the thing is this. And I can pull over for a second. Let me pull over on the side of the road for a second. COVID-19, everybody was talking about how we all need to stay in, shelter in place, and all that stuff. We don't need to go out, keep on masks, put all this stuff on. If COVID-19 is as deadly and as highly contagious as they say it is, there should have been an explosion in the next, and we should know in the next 7 days. By this time next week, we should see an explosion of numbers in each one of these cities. I promise you it won't be. It'll be a slight uptick, but it won't be an explosion in numbers. Because all these niggas in Chicago that's been together with each other, all these niggas in Minnesota, all these niggas in California, they're standing shoulder to shoulder with each other. And here's my other thing to all you motherfuckers that's about to say, but they had on masks though. Probably about 10% of those people had on actual N95 masks. If you don't have an N95 mask, that bullshit ass decorative fucking cloth or fucking handkerchief you putting on does not stop COVID-19. Newsflash to all you fucking smart people out there. In case you didn't know, y'all decided not to listen to that part. If your mask is not an N95 mask and you do not have it on over your nose and mouth area, because some of you dumbasses are wearing the mask just here. If you don't have that mask over the nose and mouth secured tightly on your face and it is not an N95 mask, motherfucker, if you got COVID, you're spreading it. The cloth that you wear, that little bullshit mask that got the two little vents on the side, that shit does not cover COVID. It does not stop COVID. Just so you know. That's why I look at everybody who got a fucking mask on and like, boy, y'all some dumbasses. Dumbasses. Now, I'm not saying, hold on, Rod War. Hear what I said. I didn't say cases are on the rise. I said there should be an explosion of fucking cases on the rise. It should be by leaps and bounds. People are averaging a few hundred a week, maybe 1,000 a week. It should be 5,000 new cases, 10,000 new cases. That's what you should see. Yeah, so your mask that you got, if you got one of them $20 masks that all these niggas is selling, all these $25 masks, they got your favorite logo on it, got your favorite team on it, you got your Bulls or your Bears mask, all you motherfuckers that's wearing these masks that are not certified N95 masks, the shit don't work. I'm telling you right now, I hate to let you know, but everybody who got one of them little cool ones, the little neoprene mask that fits around here, you put it on and it's so cute. It got your kissy lips on the front, or it got the cowboys on there, and it's all fancy. Oh, girl, your mask match your shirt. I see you, bitch. If your mask is not an N95 certified mask, that means it says it on there. Not a nigga telling you it is. It is not protecting you against COVID. It ain't keeping your COVID in, and it's definitely letting your COVID out. Just so you know, all you geniuses, y'all got these, let me show you. These motherfuckers here, this does not stop COVID. It is not an N95 mask. Sorry. News alert, news flash, update. Let's talk facts, keeping it real. Keeping it 100, I'm going to keep it a buck with y'all. If you have this guy, you're literally just putting on a costume. You're playing mask. That's what you're doing. Wearing these, you're playing mask. This is a security blanket. It makes people feel good. It makes people feel better. That's why they bought 10 million of these motherfuckers and they handed them out for free. Because they're cheap. The shit don't work. It don't work. I'm sorry. All right, now let's get back in this thing and pull back over. All right, so
are touting as say their name: Sandra Bland, Michael Brown, Eric Garner. All of these individuals, if they had not died, and 95% of them were justified uses of force, but if they had not died, they would be in prison right now. They would be doing time for crimes that they've committed.
How do you know this? So everybody, by his logic, everybody that has ever been in jail has committed a crime, and I'm talking about being a repeat offender. All of those people that are out today, they're going to be back in jail by his logic. They should be back in jail right now. If you committed a crime, you come out, you going back to jail. Everybody who's done this, everybody who's committed a crime, go back to jail. That's what we're saying, essentially. Because he's saying that all of these people, Michael Brown, George Floyd, everybody else that committed a crime, they would be back in jail now if they were still out. They wasn't dead. How, Sway? How? How and why would you even say something like that? Because you're trying to paint the narrative that because this person's a criminal, he's not worth living? He shouldn't live? That's what you're saying. All of this shit that y'all are trying to put out here, Candace and Brandon, you all are painting the picture and you're implying, you're not saying it, I ain't gonna say that, you're implying that if you are a criminal, you don't deserve to live.
Eric Garner, arrested 40-something times. And some of his arrests were for resisting arrest. Or at least a charge was for resisting arrest. Sandra Bland assaulted a police officer and killed herself in jail. It's all on video.
Okay, so over here on the United Guns of America, a guy named Business Law Poll, he says, well, if he wasn't a career criminal, he would be here today. Explain. That's just literally a fucking guess. You're fucking guessing. He left Texas and moved to Minnesota doing the same things. Yet, he was getting his life together. He knew it was fake. Okay, he knew. I'm going to agree with you and say he knew it was fake. And I'm going to take it a step further and say he wasn't getting his life together. He was on some criminal shit. That's what I'm going to say. He knew it was fake. Fine. Yup, he was trying to pass a fake 20. He knew it was fake. He has been in prison before for the same things, and his baby mama, Roxy, has been in prison for fraud and forgery. So that's what they do. That was their business. Great. That's what they did. They made fake bills, and that's how they got over in life. They pass fake bills. They pass fake money. That's what they do. Now, business law poll. You say he knew what he was doing? Great. I'll agree to that. I'll consent that. Go ahead. Concede that. You are right. I'm going to agree with you. Now, you tell me where and why and how should he have died being in cuffs, and how a cop, a police officer, should put his knee on his neck for 8 minutes and 40 seconds for being a fraudulent person, for committing the crime of fraud and forgery. Tell me how he should have had a knee on his neck for 8 minutes and 40 seconds by Officer Chauvin once he was handcuffed. Tell me that, and then we can get somewhere. Windy City native says, "Why you quit, Brian? What do you mean quit? Quit what? Defending evil is evil." I don't know what the fuck that means. But he's saying, why did I quit what? What the fuck are you talking about, Windy City? See what I mean? No complete thoughts. Just statements. If you ask a question, ask a question. I don't understand. But let's keep going.
Camera. Nobody went in her cell. Nobody came out of her cell. This is not an Epstein. She did that. Instead of us addressing the fact that she had mental illness and us helping her with her suicidal ideations, we want to just brush it off as a police brutality. Tamir Rice, unfortunate situation. The little kid twirling a gun that did not have an orange tip on it. It was removed. The gun looked like a real gun. The police officer pulled up. He walked out, pulled the gun, and they shot him one time. No intent to kill, but subsequent to a justified use of force, that young man died.
And now, I've done this, and this is why I said, oh no, he definitely wrong now. And here's why I'm calling bullshit on B. Tatum. So, Tamir Rice, let me see. What are you saying? King knee of the neck grows? The fuck? 303 Delamar, KKK Media. Hey, man, look, dude. Now, you see, wouldn't he be like he to why the fuck get... All right, look here, knee. Don't post that shit no more. Now, I'm trying to let a motherfucker say what they want to say. Don't post that bullshit no more, or you can just get the fuck out. Telling you that right now. If you're not going to express a complete thought, if you're not going to make a statement, if you're not going to challenge what somebody's saying, shut the fuck up or get the fuck out. I just said that shit at the beginning of this whole fucking show. I'm not dealing with that, or I'm just saying stupid shit to troll. Drink your fucking Gatorade, whatever the fuck you doing, and go somewhere else and live your life. Don't sit here and fucking troll over and say some stupid shit just to be saying stupid shit. Everybody, I don't care if you the KKK. I don't give a fuck if you post your address. I'd be damned if I go to fucking Atlanta, Georgia for your stupid ass. The fuck you mean, pull up? Who the fuck does that? Nah, hold on. Let him do his thing. But if he posts some more stupid shit, then I'm gonna boot your ass. So let me see the stupid shit he posts if he decides to post it again. Don't say shit about your address in the KKK meeting, because your punk ass probably ain't even KKK in the first fucking place. Probably sitting at home watching fucking porn in your mom's basement. Fucking dumbass.
That was tremendously unfortunate. We can keep going down.
Saying about Tamir Rice. So Tamir Rice, I don't give a fuck what nobody says. Tamir Rice, if you don't know, and I think I even did a video about this. I believe I broke Tamir Rice down. Tamir Rice was at a park. Kid. Not no teenager, a kid. I believe he was 8 years old or some shit like that, or 10 years old. He's at a park. He has a toy gun. The police perceive it to be an AK-47. The police pull up within 3 to 4 yards of this kid, get out the car. He was 12. Thank you, Rod. Get out the car and instantly shoot him. They don't tell him to hold up. They don't tell him to put his hands up. They don't tell him to drop the gun. They get out, pull up, jump out the car, and shoot him. They drive up into the park where he is. No shots have been fired. No report of shots being fired. They literally got the call saying there's a kid in the park with a gun. And they pull up, get out the car, and shoot the kid in a matter of seconds. Here's my thing with that. And people trying to say, well, no, that was fair, it was justified. Nope. Number one, if anybody knows or have ever shot or ever seen or go and fucking YouTube a fucking AK-47 being fired. Watch that video. Watch a video of a motherfucker shooting an AK-47. Just watch that video. Now, here's my other part to that. If I had an AK-47 standing in a park and a police car pulled up to me, I could literally kill those fucking officers in that police car. Like, mow them down with an AK-47. An AK-47 will fuck a police car and the police that are driving it up. I would fucking, whatever you want to call it, devastate, obliterate, destroy, vaporize, whatever the fuck you want to call it. An AK will fucking lay down 2 cops in a car. And police officers know that. You don't pull up on anyone who has an AK-47. You just don't. You just don't. So the fact that they did was their fuck up. You engaged a motherfucker with an AK-47 and all you got is a goddamn handgun. No shots being fired, no nothing. The fact that it was a kid was your other indicator. How often do you hear of children being in the park with an AK-47? Not very often, right? Were there any shots fired? Nope. So what do I think? Do I think this kid is here to kill himself, kill other people? Well, if he wanted to kill people, he would have been started shooting already, right? Probably. So, and if I don't know, because there's a lot of unknowns in that situation, why would I pull up within several feet of this kid that I believe or perceive to possibly be a mass shooter? Why would I do that? Why would I put myself and my partner in harm's way by pulling up to a kid that has a lethal fucking rifle that could kill me and him instantly? Because a AK-47, bullets will go through a fucking windshield like a hot knife through butter. So I pull up all the way to, I'm down about I could hit that kid. I could run the kid, that's how close I get. Jump out the car, nope, bow. There it goes. Why would you do that? That's just like that video I did about those dumbass cops riding, shooting at a car, driving 70, 80 miles an hour, shooting through the window, shot about 80 fucking bullets. No regard for innocent bystanders, no regard for ricochet, no regard for innocent people getting shot, no regard to that. We got to chase them down like we're in a goddamn Jerry Bruckheimer fucking movie. Action sequence like we in a goddamn movie, like it's fucking Bad Boys 4. Made no sense. And neither did Tamir Rice. So you can miss me with this one, bruh. Former police officer to former police officer. They should have never rolled up. Plenty of cops that I know all said the same thing. Ain't no way in hell I would roll up on anybody with an AK-47. Whether if it's an 18-year-old kid or an 80-year-old man, I'm not pulling up on an AK. Plain and simple. So the fact that a motherfucker trying to justify that shit, it was bullshit. You put yourself and your fellow officer in danger rolling up on a guy with a fucking AK-47. That's just fucking stupid. So I guess if I had a fucking Gatling gun, I got some badass cops that's gonna roll up right on me too? No. They're gonna park their punk ass down the street and get on the fucking megaphone talking about drop it.
Michael Brown was a justified use of force determined by not only the federal government, but local law enforcement as well. And anybody with a brainstem can tell there was a justified use of force by the police officer.
Now that Michael Brown shit, hey, I get it. I get it.
That unfortunately resulted in Michael Brown.
Michael Brown getting into that altercation with that cop, whatever happened before in that grocery store or the store saying he stole something, he didn't steal something, whatever, the police contacting him and them getting into it. He said he went for his gun. Ain't no video to prove that he didn't. There it is.
death. But y'all keep touting all of these individuals. Breonna Taylor, Philando Castile. Breonna Taylor was
Breonna Taylor, the girl who was in the house. It was my thing with that. I don't know of a time when the police does a fucking no-knock warrant and you're not in any type of uniform or any type of notifying clothes to say that you are the police. I don't know of it. I don't know of a time where that happens. That was my thing with the Breonna Taylor. When I looked at it and I heard about it, I said, wait a minute. Now, plenty of no-knock warrant. There's nothing unusual about that. But why the fuck are y'all doing a no-knock and nobody got on nothing? Not even a vest that say police. Usually you have on a jacket. You can have on your vest and all your shit. Or you have on a jacket that got police on the back. Something that says police on the front. So for that very same reason, when I bust up in the motherfucker, you gonna see in white letters or yellow letters like sheriff or something like that. You will see it on the front and on the back. You'll see my badge hanging from me. But if I'm doing a no-knock warrant, the last thing I want the people who live in the no-knock warrant residence is to have any second guesses of me being the cops. I did not understand that. And whether they did say they was the police as they entered or not, whatever the fuck, debate that shit all day. But why the fuck wouldn't you do that? And then my other thing is too, in today's world, in today's time, it should be law that if you doing a no-knock warrant, motherfuckers got to wear body cameras because we have the technology. Now there's somebody who's going to say, oh, well, the police may not be able to afford it in their department. Motherfucker, it's plenty of grants and shit you can apply for to get that type of motherfucking technology in your department. Plenty. Your city, your government entity, especially if it's a major city, find the fucking money. You motherfuckers can find money any other goddamn time. Find the money for that shit. So there's no fucking excuse for that. Now, the details of who shot first and all that shit, I don't know. But I can tell you right off the bat, the police fucked up with that no-knock warrant with them not being dressed in police garb, in their uniforms, in identifying clothing. They should have absolutely had that. It makes no sense to do a no-knock warrant in plain clothes. It makes no sense whatsoever. People talk about, well, you know, they got first roll up and motherfucker, when you doing a no-knock warrant, you pulling up and you knocking that door quick. Quick. I'm not fucking around. We not talking outside. We not, shh, let's get on there. Let's go and see what we gonna do. We go first. All right, let's go get the door, motherfucker. Come on, hurry up. Trying to see you can pick. Nope. We do all that 10 blocks away. All right, look, here's the house. Here's what we got. We got a door here. We got a door there. You got two guys that's gonna watch the sides of the house, look out, check for windows. 4 of us going in the front, 4 of us going in the back. We all going, you know, hey, as soon as we get out, we hopping out, we hitting it. All right, cool. You both pull up on the block. One going down the alley, one going down the street. Y'all both pull up. You hop out. Boom, boom. That's it. Ain't no, okay, what we gonna do? We go now, get together, and then we gonna go out. Nope, ain't no time for that. No knock warrant is just that. We hitting the house. We hitting the door because you're trying to catch whatever the fuck they may have. You want to catch it still. That you don't want to give them no time to get no guns. You want to give them no time to wake up and see what's going on. You don't want no neighbors to call and say they outside your house. Raekwon, don't answer the door. It's the police. You don't want to give them no time for none of that. You want to get out. You're going to hit it quick, fast, and deliberate.
knee deep in a drug criminal enterprise. If she had not been killed, which was very unfortunate, she would be in prison right now, along with her ex-boyfriend, Mr. Glover. Now, let's talk about Philando Castile. Philando Castile would be in jail right now if he hadn't been shot. And let me tell you why. Because in Philando Castile's vehicle, he had illegal marijuana in a jar, enough to send you to jail. Now, not only did he have that, he's carrying around illegal marijuana while in possession of a firearm.
Now, here's the thing. To my knowledge, the marijuana was in the car, and he was not the driver. So, this marijuana is his how? That's fine. Let's just say it wasn't. Okay. Is that what led to his death? Would he be in jail, or could he have gotten out? Could he have hired a lawyer and got off? Could the prosecuting attorney decide, okay, we'll just suspend his concealed carry license and let him go? Would he be the first person to have caught a marijuana case or charge? Nope. But let's talk about this. How did he die? He died because a fucking police officer was scared and was not trained well and gave him the wrong fucking commands. That's why he died. Plain and simple. So you talking about what he would be in jail if he would have got caught because he had marijuana. So that don't mean I deserve to die. If he had his CCW and he had some marijuana on him, then you charge him accordingly. It don't make him the scum of the earth, as you said before previously. It don't make you a person who deserves to die because he's not an angel. Did something wrong? Fine. That's what the law is there for. That's what the courts are there for. They decide that. You can't say that he would be in jail. He did something illegal. People do shit illegal every goddamn day. And just like George Floyd got out of jail 6 times, maybe he would have too. Don't mean he deserves to die. The police in that moment, he was the guy in control, and he did the wrong thing with his instructions and with him firing on that guy. Those two things should not have happened. Improper instruction led to him shooting that man. That's his fault. I don't give a fuck if he had a dead body in the trunk. It don't mean that he has to die because of what he did previously. Because of what he possessed illegally. You can't tell me that Philando Castile would have been in jail now anyway because he had marijuana. Is he the first person in America to smoke marijuana or to have marijuana on his person and is carrying a firearm? I think not. It doesn't equal to his death.
That's a felony crime. And that's not only a felony crime, but it's an add-on to the felony crime by being in possession of a firearm. He also was illegally in possession of a CCW. He lied on his application and said he had not been using illegal drugs, which he had video.
Now, here's the thing with that. On the application, you do fill that out. And there's a possibility that he wasn't using illegal drugs at that time when he applied. You don't know that. So why are you saying that?
And his toxicology results came back, said he was using illegal drugs, even at the time that he got the CCW.
How do you know that? I don't understand that. I don't understand that. How does he know that? How does he know at the time when Philando Castile filled out his application that he was using drugs at that time? I'm just saying, just if somebody could tell me that, tell me what information that you're privy to where, because like I said, I could be wrong. Maybe he could have did a Facebook Live where he was smoking, talking about, I'm about to go fill out this motherfucking CCW, and I'll be hollering at y'all in about another 10 minutes after I come out. Bam. Boop. I don't understand that. That's something that it's not important. You're speculating. And it still doesn't equal up to him being shot by the police. If I'm in the car with a gun and I got my drink, I'm driving under the influence of alcohol. Yes, indeed. Good drink. I am doing an illegal act. I'm committing a felony. Yes. It don't determine that you shoot me, motherfucker. You don't get to kill me for that. Hold up. Dark Stalker said Minnesota had legalized weed in 2014. His death was in 2016. So now what? Now you have to actually prove that he was actually using the marijuana. Even though he got the marijuana, when you got a CCW, you still can't use it and carry your pistol at the same time, just like with drinking. When you have a CCW, like if I got my CCW, I can't go to the bar and drink with my pistol. I can't do it. Anything that can possibly impair my judgment, I can't do it. So that's all I'm saying. Let's see. What did he say? Business Law Poll said he was on fentanyl and meth. He's talking about George Floyd. Okay. He would not have had the police interaction if he wasn't out committing crimes. That's fine. That's true. But did he commit a crime? Business Law Poll? Yes, he did commit a crime. Did he resist arrest? Yes. Was he on fentanyl and methamphetamine? Yes. Did he deserve to go to jail? Absolutely, as Ned Flanders would say. This is over on the United Guns of America. There's somebody in the chat talking about that over there. Yes, he deserved it. Did he deserve to have a knee put on his neck after he was put in handcuffs for 8 minutes and 40 seconds? Answer that one for me and we can continue having the conversation. He said Philando Castile should have said he wasn't carrying a weapon. That's illegal. Business Law Poll. It's illegal for you to be a CCW carrier and to have your gun on you and to not tell the police. So it's like he damned if you do it, damned if you don't, I guess. Nigga just can't get it right. Come on, man. He looked it up. It's in the complaint. It's in the complaint that what? He was using marijuana at the time? Or the marijuana was in the car? Because there was another adult in the car with him. Could she have been using drugs? Actually, I think that girl is in jail now anyway. I think she go to jail for like hitting some bitch with a hammer or damn near killing some bitch or something. She got locked up like 2 times after that. If I'm not mistaken. So she's a criminal. Maybe the weed was hers. We don't know is my point. And if Philando Castile had the marijuana on him, it still don't mean he should be shot to death because he's pulled over by the police as the passenger. Not the driver, the passenger. The traffic stop should have been geared towards her.
On the CCW form, it talks about illegal drugs. Now, you got a CCW, you can't be using illegal drugs or carrying or being in possession of illegal drugs, so you're in violation of your CCW license. I could go down the list. Every single person. Laquan McDonald. Laquan McDonald was unjustifiably shot by the police officer. Shot him 12 times. That police officer got charged with second-degree murder, which was the appropriate charge. Laquan McDonald was high on PCP, running around threatening people with a knife, threatening several police officers. Y'all cannot find anybody. Stephen Clark. Let's go to Stephen Clark in Sacramento.
Now, Laquan McDonald, I said, even though he got them 16 shots, that was justified. It was fucked up, but it was justified. Not disputing that. Not disputing that one at all. Walking around, high on drugs, got a knife, threatening people's lives, and even though that police officer had his mind made up that he was shooting Laquan when he got there, it is what it is. He was within the law. There were other police officers standing around that didn't even have their guns drawn. They knew he was wilding out. But he did it. There's no law against how many times you shoot a motherfucker. That was literally one of those things where that dude went to jail because it was so much of a political stink. It was a political fucking shit show. The fact that they withheld that shit for so many years because they didn't want fucking Rahm Emanuel to fucking lose his election, they covered that shit up. That's why that dude got sent to jail. That's exactly why he got sent to jail. Call it wrong and all that shit, but they strung his ass up and sent his ass. If Rodney King got off, the cops that did Rodney King got off, That motherfucker should have got off too. He was actually justified because that guy was wielding a deadly weapon. And the fact that he shot him 16 times, so there is no law against shooting someone 16 times. I remember the dude in New York who got shot like something 86 times or some shit like that. Y'all remember that shit? There is no law against how many times you shoot someone. And that's all you was disputing. Because if he would have got him and just shot him one time, gave him a headshot, what? What's the difference between shooting you once and shooting you 16 times? It's excessive, but it's still dead.
Burglarizing vehicles. Try to force entry into somebody's house. All of what we are talking about are felonies. Then he jumped in the backyard, went to pull out something that looked like a gun to the police officer in pitch black darkness with grass that's about 6 feet tall. And they shot him.
And while y'all watching this, please click the like button on both sides of the game. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
And killed him. If he had not have been killed, he would have been in prison. I can go down the list. All the ones that I've known, that I've seen, that y'all touted are all extreme criminals who happen to get killed by police. A small minority of them are unjustified. The large majority of them are justified uses of force that you just will not accept. I'm all for standing up for people.
And here's the thing and here's what's so disappointing and why I'm actually even doing this and talking about Brandon Tatum and Candace Owens. Because the thing is this, and I would expect that you guys would be in more support of this than anyone else. If we call ourselves patriots, we call ourselves the people that are going to obey the law, follow the law, and all of that good stuff, then the law has to work for everyone. Not just for the people we like, not just for the people that we say are good or the people that we say are bad. It has to work for everyone. That's it. The law needs to work for everyone. Give everybody their fair chance. Give everybody their day in court. Everybody deserves their due process. So just because I have a checkered past, just because I have a criminal history, just because I could be the lowest of the low, it should be even more reason to prove and to show that our justice system is just that. It's a justice system. It gives us justice. It gives us a fair shake. Same reason why we assign an attorney to those who can't afford one. They should get a fair chance. Even though it doesn't work that way, we should be in complete support of that. So regardless of what my criminal past is, regardless of what I did 10 days ago or 10 years ago, every interaction I have should be based on the law. And when it's not, you should be held accountable to that. There is no law that justifies an 8-minute and 40-second knee on the neck of a handcuffed man on the ground. Hold him accountable to it. Regardless of what else he did, regardless of his background, him being an adult porn star, him being a crackhead, him being a meth head, him being the lowest of the low, as you say, he should still get his day in court. Just like a first-time offender. Because my thing is this. Ain't nobody, none of y'all, B. Tatum, Candace Owens, and those alike, ain't none of y'all doing a video about the people who have been falsely accused, about the people who have been wrongly accused. Ain't nobody doing no videos about them. Ain't nobody talking about their clean record. Ain't nobody talking the fact that they didn't do what they did and they was in jail for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. Nobody talks about that. Ain't nobody talking about the good that they did. Ain't nobody talking about the good background they came from. Ain't nobody talking about that. There was no video about the Central Park Five, who was just some boys that were locked up because somebody had to go to jail and pay for this white woman being hurt. There wasn't no video about them. Wasn't nobody talking about how did the police get this wrong. These boys were good. Nope. These boys was just like any other boys in any other neighborhood. Out in the streets, yup. But their parents didn't know shit about the law, and their kids get fucking railroaded for it. Ain't nobody talking about their past. Ain't nobody talking about what they did before. Ain't nobody talking about what kind of history they had. Fucking 13, 14, 15-year-old kids, what criminal past did they have? It didn't matter, did it? Nope.
And standing up for injustice. I will protest, and I'm telling y'all as here as I'm standing here, I will protest police shootings that are not right. I will protest them if justice is not served. In George Floyd's case, they fired the officer the day the video came out, and they charged him and the other officers that were related, which I think that they should not have charged the officers that were related. They're going to have a hard time proving them in court, but Chauvin should have been charged. They did all of that, and they still protesting.
Here's the thing. Based on what you're saying, if they got the guys in custody, they've been fired, and they're being prosecuted, then why are you even talking about George past? Why is George's criminal past even a topic of discussion? If you are the ones that saying, I'm going to let the law do its thing, why do y'all care? And I'm going to say, and here's why. Here's why what you're saying is kind of a half-truth. Because it's bigger than that. It's bigger than that. This is something that has been a fucking a fuse that's been lit that blew a powder keg of fucking shit that's just been going on in this country for a long time because motherfuckers locked up for COVID. Niggas ain't got no job, or people ain't got no jobs. And it was just a hot thing, a crisis that could be exploited by both political parties to do nothing but create us low people on the totem pole, more division, more talking about race. Because here's the key. Here's a little nugget for you. The more we talk about racism, the less we talk about classism. How about that? Which is our real problem. That's our real problem. The more the government keeps us, the more the elite keeps us talking about racism instead of classism, the more they win.
And in our community, in the black community, and you can't say I didn't grow up in the black community. I did. My stepfather died from heroin overdose, big time gangbanger. And you can't tell me I don't know what's going on. I know a lot of people in my family who sold drugs and sold drugs to each other. Watching them high and strung out on crack cocaine.
Okay.
At my draft day event, so high on drugs, they can't even speak a full sentence. And you telling me I don't know what's going on in the dope game? I don't know about crackheads, and I don't know about being in a black community? Graduated from Paul Laurence Dunbar High School, right in the middle of the hood in Stop 6, all black school. Okay. Now that I threw a little bit of my credentials out there, I know what I'm talking about. And I know these things are prevalent in the black community. ABL said in his video, y'all should go follow ABL. ABL said in his video that when you come home from a college graduation, when you come home from getting your doctorate degree, you don't get the same celebration that when you come home for doing time in the pen. You want to know how I know? How many parties were thrown for me?
Now, let me say this, goddammit. This ain't what ABL said. That's what Tommy Sotomayor said. Fuck what you heard. That's who said that shit first. Bullshit to the back. Before there was an ABL, there was a Tommy Sotomayor that said that right there. Niggas celebrate niggas in jail and don't celebrate niggas coming home from college. They celebrate you coming home from jail or prison for doing whatever the fuck you done did, and they don't celebrate you coming home from college. So yeah, you can testify that you did have that experience, but I'm telling you right now, like ABL said, I hope ABL said like Tommy Sotomayor said. Bullshit to the back. Now you standing up for your friend Candace, god damn it, I'm standing up for my friend Tommy, motherfuckers. So I ain't gonna let that shit ride. No, sir. No. No. That was Tommy Sotomayor right there. That was not, and I will repeat, that was not ABL saying. That was Tommy saying. So we talking about facts. We talking about the truth. Let's keep on in line with that. Let's stay on that street and keep driving. That's Tommy saying. Tommy was the first motherfucker to say that shit. Bullshit to the back. Yeah, we may all experienced it. Yeah, we've all probably witnessed it. But that was Tommy's shit right there. The first time I ever heard a nigga saying that shit, that nigga said it. I'm just saying. I know it. I've seen it. But Tommy is the one that said it. So, hey, y'all keep that shit. I ain't gonna let that shit fly. All of y'all niggas that watch Candace, Brandon, ABL, whoever else, all y'all niggas watch Tommy, including myself. All y'all watch him. And the fact that y'all niggas don't give him due, you ain't shit for it. Shame on you. You talking about keeping it real, like you said in the beginning, don't be no punk. Don't be scared. Motherfucker, don't be scared and give motherfucking credit where credit is due. Pay homage, goddammit. If a motherfucker said the shit before you and you know that shit, say that shit. King Face, all y'all niggas. Y'all niggas know that y'all biting this nigga shit. Including me. Bye. I say it. I give my man his due. Motherfucking 90% of the shit I say is shit that has derived from or was rooted from some kind of way. It could be connected back to some shit he done said before. I believe it. I understand it. Yeah, I can put my own spin on it. Yeah, I can add my extra 2 cents on top of the shit. But the root of this tree of facts and truth and knowledge, it's in Tommy's backyard, motherfuckers. I'm just saying. Who is Tommy? I'm glad you asked. Tommy Sotomayor. You can go to his website. Please, somebody, post the website in the chat. Don't just look him up on YouTube. Go to his website. Yes, sir. Google Tommy Sotomayor. And there's plenty that you can see about him. TJKOC.com. Yes, indeed. Do that.
After I graduated college, how many parties? How many parties were done when I started my master's degree program? When I graduated from the police academy? How many parties were thrown? How much coordination? Now, one of my cousins who I love very dearly, he's going to get out of prison after doing 15 years. He was sentenced to 70 years. One of his charges was for shooting 3 people. I love him to death. I know he made a mistake, and I feel like he's a changed man. He's sentenced to 70.
He's still the lowest of the low based on your logic, sir. Your cousin and all. He's still the lowest of the low. He at the bottom of the totem pole.
Years, he'll do 15, he will be out. When he come home, the family, I guarantee you, will throw a celebration biggest we've ever seen. I will be there. So you can't tell me.
Why would you go and celebrate and make a martyr out of somebody? Why would you go and celebrate this low of the low? Or what did he call them? The scum. You called them scum. That is exactly what your cousin is, bruh. Why would you go and celebrate scum? I have no idea. Wouldn't that be just a tad bit, just a tinge, just a smidgen of hypocrisy? I don't understand that. How can you talk about the scum of the earth, the lowest of the low of our people, but yet and still you going to celebrate your cousin that done did 15 years even though he got 70? So you know he done did some fuck shit, but you gonna go and celebrate him, but you feel as though if Ahmaud Arbery, if Philando Castile, Tamir Rice, Laquan McDonald, what's the other boy he said? Michael Brown. If they was all out today, they'd be in jail anyway. So why would you even go celebrate? Because based on your logic, your cousin about to go right back to jail. He just did 15 years. He's a well-seasoned criminal. He's the lowest of the low, the scum of the earth. Why would you go and celebrate him? Because the point is, based on your logic, he's going to be back in jail anyway. He's going to be back in jail anyway, so why even go celebrate somebody who's about to get locked up? Didn't nobody celebrate you when you got out of college, right? So why do you feel the obligation to go celebrate this man when he get out of jail? He is the scum of the earth. Why are you celebrating scum, sir? You know why? I'm going to tell you why. Because the fact of whatever the fuck he done did, he's paid his debt to society, number one. Number two, he's your fucking family. And number three, he's a human being. He deserves a second chance or a third chance or however many chances he can get every time he gets out of jail. I'll tell you what he don't deserve, though, for police to put his knee on his neck for 8 minutes and 40 seconds once he's handcuffed. He don't deserve that. Oh, how quick do the tables turn.
That people don't throw a bigger celebration from when you come home from doing time in the pen than when you get an education. No fault of their own. It's just people don't think like that in the hood. People don't think like that in large pockets of the black community. That's something that needs to change. That's something that needs to change. We don't need to put a person who has tormented the black community for years on a mural and try to say,
here's the thing, man. And what y'all keep missing is this. It's about the humanity. Do y'all understand what this? So we have our world. And within our world, we have continents. And within those continents, we have countries. And within those countries, we have states. We have provinces. We have counties. We have cities. All of that is fueled by humanity, human beings. And there is a certain level of human rights that everyone must get and everyone must have. There are laws that are put in place to ensure that those human rights are given regardless of what you may think of me, regardless of what you may think of who I am and what I've done. Yes, you are correct. There are certain rights and privileges that should be revoked from me when I do certain things that are not within the societal norms. But we can never become a group of people that don't honor human rights. Every human has the right to inhale and exhale. Regardless of what I may do in this world, what crimes I may or may not commit, I deserve to live, man. Whether I live up to your expectations as a human being or not, humanity should at least grant me the ability to live. Whether I have to live out my days in a jail cell, or whether I have to live them out in a wheelchair, whether I have to live them out in the worst of the worst conditions in a third world country, out in the wilderness, out in the forest, out in the bush. I should never have my human rights taken from me. What happened to George Floyd, whether he was the worst criminal or whether if he was a fucking saint, it shouldn't happen to any human. Exactly, Rod. Look at what they did to and this man is a Christian. Now you can talk about the prophecy that Jesus fulfilled in dying, but you can't tell me that man, the way that he died, he deserved. There was such it was an inhumane death that Jesus endured. You can't tell me that regardless if Jesus was considered to be the lowest of the low, the worst of the worst, the man that was trying to ruin the world, you can't tell me that he died a just death. Like he was supposed, the way he died was fine. There wasn't any inhumanity to his death. They could have slit his throat. They could have chopped his head off. When you're talking about the inhumane way that a man dies, that's a problem regardless of who or what they are, what they've done. Just like I got this wrong when I talked about this a little while ago. The Salem witch hunt. I said, what did I say before? I said Selma before. The Salem witch hunts. You thought these women were witches. You didn't just strangle them. You didn't chop their head off. You burned them alive at the stake. We should never be a country that gets to that point. Regardless of what we think you may have done that's wrong, regardless of what we thought you may have done before that was wrong, when we get to the point to where we're burning people at the stake, that's where the problem is. Joey Baseball, you can go ahead and ride out with the living Uncle Ruckus. Either say a complete thought and voice your opinion, but name calling, it's no point. You don't have to call somebody a name to actually articulate a point. But that's what we're saying here. In my opinion, that's what is at stake. A knee on the neck to suffocate a man on the street as he begs and pleads for his life. That's the way to go because you committed a crime before, because you passed a fake 20, because you've been to jail 6 other times. Fuck no. Brandon and Candace, y'all got that shit wrong. A man's criminal past has nothing to do as to why his life was taken the way it was taken and whose custody he was in when it was taken. That is the matter at hand. That is the discussion that needs to be held. That's what this whole thing should be about. Email me the ugly truth. We can set it up. That's what this is about. It's not about his criminal past. It's not about what he had did before. Had he avoided the police, he wouldn't have this problem. No, fuck that. If I go out and I smash a goddamn window today or tomorrow, take me to jail. Don't take me in the street, pin me down, put cuffs on me, and put your knee on my neck for 8 minutes and 40 seconds. That's what the problem is. Past fake 20, a fake 50, a fake 100, fine. Lock me up, motherfucker. Don't put your knee on my neck for 8 minutes and 40 seconds. I go and rob a bank, lock me up. Take me to jail. We can have all these other motherfuckers that commit all these crimes, call the police and tell them when they turning themselves in, but motherfucker, I can't just get taken to jail? Why can't you just take me to jail, man? That's the job. That's the whole matter at stake here. The $20 could be fake. It could be real. It's not the point. The point is, if you think I committed a crime, if you have evidence, you have probable cause that I committed a crime, officer, take me to jail. Shut the fuck up and take me to jail. Lock me up. If I resist, beat my ass. Fine. Pepper spray me. Great. Tase me. Go ahead. Once you put the cuffs on me, take me to jail. I don't want to hear shit else. Don't put your fucking knee on my neck after you got cuffs on me, you punk ass police. And when you do that, you are wrong. That is the problem. Ain't nobody trying to make a martyr out of fucking George Floyd. We're trying to make him an example of what the fuck went wrong. And nobody can dispute that. Maria says, my question is that, do you feel that this is a problem with all police or just a few bad cops? And what do you feel is the solution? See, this is what the fuck I'm talking about. You have a person who came in and asked a great fucking question. She expressed herself, she articulated herself, and put a complete thought into a sentence. Bam! That's what this is about. As opposed to somebody coming in talking about, yeah, she the Uncle Ruckus. And the next question is, and do you feel certain races are targeted more than others? All right, here we go. So the question is, do I feel that this is a problem with all police or just a few bad cops? I think this is a problem with police training, period. You have good police and bad police. You have good doctors and bad doctors. You have good electricians, bad electricians. You have good plumbers, bad plumbers. Good contractors, bad contractors. Good carpenters, bad carpenters. Good auto mechanics, bad auto mechanics. That's just what this is. And here's my thing. It's a thing to where, because police officers' function is to enforce the law, the legislation and the training that they need, you need to have laws in place for when they do shit like this. You take a person into custody, once that person's in the custody, that person's life is in your hands. If you hit, punch, push, shove, tackle, knee on the neck, knee on the throat, knee on the arm, knee on the chest, that person and he dies, it's murder. You can't do it. And if you do hit a person that got on cuffs, shoot a person that got on cuffs, choke a person that got on cuffs, you go to jail. You lose your job and you go to jail. Unless that person is trying to flee, run away, there's no reason for you to do anything but put that motherfucker in the car. No reason whatsoever. You pat him down, put him in the car. First thing you want to do is get the cuffs on. Next thing you want to do, pat him down. Third thing you want to do, put him in the car. You don't need to put your knee on a man's neck for 8 minutes and 40 seconds once you have the cuffs on. The game is over. The battle has been won. Your job is now to process this person, period. So this is a thing where this cop was a bad cop, plain and simple, the worst of the worst. And because I'm not here to try to say he's a racist. I'm not here to try to say, oh, he did. I'm here to say what he did wasn't even about racism. You can call him that if you want to. What he did was borderline serial killer type shit. Just like if you go back and watch the video I did about that, I explained and I broke it down. So a few bad cops, they're not just a few, it's a good number of bad cops. It ain't no 1 out of every 100 or whatever you want to call it. It's a good percentage. And what I mean by bad cop is, yes, you have assholes that abuse their power, but you also have people who don't know their job and aren't well trained. Still makes you a bad cop. The solution is this. Training. Longer FTO training. What is FTO? Field training officer. Most of the time you spend like 90 days with an FTO. Nope. You need to spend at least 1 year with an FTO. They need to pair up a young cop with a seasoned cop. Not a cop that's been on the force for 30 years, but a seasoned cop. A cop that has at least 5 years on the books. Once you're a cop and you got 5 years on the book, you should get paired up with a rookie. You should. Plain and simple. So you can learn the job. The reason why I say 5 years is because it's not just about enforcing the law, it's about judgment. Somebody who's been on the force for 5 years, they have much more better judgment than somebody who's been on the job for 5 weeks. And just like they said, and I don't know if this is true or not, but they said that one of the guys, the black police officer that was there, it was his first day on the job or his first week on the job or whatever the case may be. You need to be with seasoned cops. Cop that at least has 5 years, he has a pretty good grasp on what his job is and how to do it. So that's why a new police officer, a rookie, should FTO for at least a year. 12 months is a good time for a police officer. Now, if you want to take the probation period and say the probation is 90 days or the probation is 6 months or whatever, fine. Probation is one thing, but you still should stay with your FTO. You still should do it. Absolutely. In bigger cities, you should even have that police officer, that rookie, with 2 cops. A cop that first comes on the force within the first 3 to 6 months, he got to ride with 2 police officers. Why? Because he's getting the job from 2 different motherfuckers. He's learning what to do, what to not do, how to get his own flavor and how to do his own thing. That's what he needs to do. So yes, that's what I feel the solution is. You can have your sensitivity training. You can have them, do a week of training and people skills and stuff like that. You can do that. Absolutely, that needs to be done. The way you learn this job and become good police is being on the streets and being around other good police. My second, that's the one. My third. My third big, and this is huge. I've said this plenty of times. Police officers should live where they police. Well, how do you do that? Here's how you do it. If I'm a police officer, I need to live where I'm going to police. If there's a shortage of police officers on the south side, in the Rosen area, I need to live within a 10 to 15 block radius of where I police. I ain't got to live on the same street as the police station, but I need to be within a 10 to 15 block radius. Or you can figure that out in maybe within a 1 to 2 mile radius, maybe about 5 miles. Within a 5 mile radius of where I police. So you take your station, put out a radius of 5 miles and say, hey, pimp, you got to live in here. But you can map out the areas. It don't have to be an exact 5 miles, but map it out to those areas where it's about at least a 5 mile radius. At least, or a 10 mile radius to say this, hey, this is where you stay based on how big the area is. Because if you got farmland, you got to make it a little bit bigger. If you're out in the boonies, you make it a little bit bigger because you have bigger lots. But in the inner cities, in the heart of these ghettos, shit like that, you should live where you police. Plain and simple. The other part to your question, that's the solution. And do I feel that certain races are targeted more than others? I don't feel that they're targeted. I feel that they have more encounters. Black folks will encounter more police officers than white or Hispanic because they committing the majority of the crimes. The 7% of black folk or black men or whatever, the 13% of us, we are committing damn near 50% of the crime. I think it's something like 44% or some shit like that. But because we're committing more crimes, because we are in more impoverished areas, then that's what it is. We commit more crimes, therefore we have, especially violent crimes, I should say. Violent crimes, then that's why we have more interactions with the police. So I hope that answered your question, Maria. All right, let's see. Keith said, it is like what you said, they live before they're building a case publicly for the lawyers and to persuade the jurors. And that's what I feel the biggest damaging part of this is that they're actually lawyering for the police, which is why, because I'm all for you saying what you want to say, but when you're bringing things up or you're talking about things that don't have any impact as to what actually happened, you're lawyering for that person, because that's the position that a lawyer would take. They would try to discredit the witness. They would try to discredit the plaintiff. It's just like a woman that's been raped. If a woman's been raped and she's an actual prostitute, you're not going to feel or sympathize with that woman. She's a prostitute. She fucks all the time. That's what people naturally would think. She fucks all the time. So why would we, be that concerned that she got raped? Okay, so this one time you got raped after you done fucked 1,000 niggas, so what difference does it really make? Yeah, okay. That's why most prostitutes don't even report their rapes. Most prostitutes that get raped do not even report it. They don't even call the police because they know ain't shit gonna be done. Ain't nobody trying to beat the streets and find out who raped Sunshine when Sunshine is fucking for a living. Just so I'm understanding, is that a way also to judge the officer with 5 years? Here's in understanding that way also to judge the officer with 5 years as well. Here's the thing too. I'm not understanding what you're saying by judge, but I think this is kind of where you're going with it. Correct me if I'm wrong. An officer who has 5 years on the job, the reason why I say at least 5 years is because that officer is hip to current times. He's not old school. Well, see how we used to do it back in the day. This is how we do it. Old officers do things their way. They are less likely to change. An officer who has 5 years of training, he's actually in a sweet spot to where he's still young, he's still active, he's still a go-getter, he's still abreast. He's not into that routine where he want to just go and sleep for 2 hours, take a long lunch, go see his friends and talk because he don't really want to do the job anymore. He's still passionate, he's still enthusiastic, he's still a go-getter, and he's young enough to identify and connect with the younger officer. He's also still abreast and changing, doing things different. He can also learn from the new officer. So there's a synergy that can take place to where, hey, this young guy's teaching me some stuff and I'm teaching this young guy some stuff. We work well together. Hey, I can learn something from him. He can learn something from me. Now, most of the education is going to come from me, but I can still learn a thing or two from this young guy. And I got somebody who's excited about doing the job. I ain't got some lazy motherfucker that don't want to go out and go hunt. So that's why I say that. I am wondering how long Chauvin was on the force. Weren't most of these cops well seasoned and still screwed up? So what do we do about corrupt cops that have been on the force for so long? You have to have laws in place. We have to change. Here's the whole thing, like I said earlier on Tommy's show, about this whole thing with how do we fix this? How do we get, if you protesting, rioting, looting, whatever you doing, if you are not changing the law, if you don't have legislation in place that you want to get passed, it's all for nothing. Nothing will change. You have to change the legislation. Instead of talking about defunding police, change the legislation. How long is this story going to stay in the news? As long as the politicians want it and the media wanted to. Well, the politicians that's controlling the media wanted to, because it's going to help them forward their agendas. This is a good crisis that they're not letting go to waste, just like COVID.
This is an example of black men in America that if you are like him, you will be killed. That is not true. And I'm going to make a video about the NFL players saying the stupidest stuff that I've ever seen. But they're in a video saying, I'm Michael Brown. I'm Philando Castile. I'm Breonna Taylor. Are you really? Are you really? You live in a multi-million-dollar house. You making millions of dollars. You're making people's whole salary in one football game. Are you really like Breonna Taylor?
Now, I agree with him 1,000% on that shit. And I said all that bullshit when Trayvon Martin got killed and everybody started wearing fucking hoods. That's bullshit. Motherfucking LeBron James and all these other motherfucking celebrities, y'all wearing hoods for what? Y'all ain't in the hood. Y'all don't live where they live. Y'all, and to me, that's an insult. That's an insult. I would be insulted if I see a bunch of motherfuckers who don't live where I live, don't live how I live, and yet and still they are out trying to say out they me. That's just like me taking off all my clothes, putting on a fucking loincloth, talking about, yeah, I'm wearing this for the young babies that's starving in Africa. It's disrespectful when I'm eating every day. Me to pitch a tent in my backyard saying, yeah, I'm living like the cats live on Skid Row, man. I'm out here living in my tent on weekends for them. I don't live where they live. I don't live how they live. When I talk about the hood, it's because I lived in the hood. I grew up in the hood. I spent the majority of my life in the hood. I was in the hood before it became the hood and was in the hood during the worst time of it being the hood. I wouldn't dare try to say I'm Trayvon Martin. Ain't nobody ever did to me what happened to him. I'm not going to say I'm George Floyd. Ain't nobody ever put me on the ground and put their knee on my neck till I pissed myself and damn near died or died. But I can definitely acknowledge what happened and say what's wrong with it. I can talk about how it happened, what went wrong. I can do that. But to try to say I am them, that's not reality. It's an insult. That homeless guy's me. Motherfucker, it's not. I ain't had to live and sleep under a fucking viaduct. I ain't had to live or sleep under a bridge in cardboard boxes. I've been blessed and privileged enough to where that ain't been me. So I'm not going to insult them by saying I'm them. So he's absolutely right about that. That's some real fuck shit. It's insulting.
Are you knee deep in the dope game? Do you have a search warrant for your arrest at your residence? Oh, you don't? Well, then you're not Breonna Taylor. Oh, were you fighting with the police officer in the middle of the street for his firearm and got shot dead? Then you're not Michael Brown.
Joey Baseball, I don't understand why you just keep dropping these little things. Let me go back because I might have missed something. That's like saying that it has been proved that he's a psycho. Yeah, I don't know what that means. How about not just hire racist psychos as cops? How do you know if a cop or a person is a psycho or if they're racist? I'm trying to give you a chance, man.
You riding around dirty, smoking weed with your kid in the back seat, carrying a gun with marijuana, then you're not Philando Castile. I can go down the list, ladies and gentlemen, but then my video will be 3 or 4 hours.
And here's my thing. You talk what he just said about Philando Castile. You not Philando Castile. Riding around in the seat with your girlfriend's baby in the back seat smoking weed, that ain't you. And what he did is a crime. But he shouldn't have died for it.
I believe Candace Owens has been completely consistent since day one. And if you don't like Candace Owens, then don't watch her. Candace Owens nor I have ever said, I'm the voice of the black community. The truth is that people recognize real, people can recognize facts, so then they follow us and it makes us the spokespeople of the black community and issues in the United States of America. It ain't.
No, it shouldn't. It should just make you somebody who is speaking the truth. You're not a spokesman for the black community or black America. You should just be the ones that are speaking the truth and the facts about what it is that's going on or what you perceive them to be or what you think is happening. It don't make you the spokesman for the black community. That's our problem. We trying to get spokesmen and spokeswomen for the black community. We don't need that. All we need is for people to tell the fucking truth and to speak on facts over their feelings. That's all we need. We don't need another leader. We don't need another Martin, another Malcolm. We don't need another one of these kings. We don't. We just need everyone to speak up and speak the truth and speak the facts. That's it. That's it. That's all I'm saying. Why can't it just be about that? While we looking for the next person to lead us, lead your goddamn self. Think for yourself. Have your own ideas. Voice your opinion. Do your own research. Talk about how you feel. But when you're talking about what we need, what black folks need, let it be just because you need to speak yourself and your own thoughts in your own mind. Speak up for yourself. I don't need B. Tatum or Candace Owens to speak for me. I can speak for myself. Coons, see, this is what I'm saying. Coon, Windy City native, what does coon recognize coons mean? Explain that. Because this is the shit I'm talking about. Like I said earlier, I'm tired of niggas putting just random shit in the goddamn chat.
Our doing, the truth is the reason why people watch and listen. Candace Owens' platform is 20 times as big as mine. But, you know, at the end of the day, people can recognize real. And there's a lot of up and coming black conservatives that keep it real and that people understand that they can go to for facts. If we ever going to change anything, and I'm going to finish it on this, if we're ever going to change anything in this country, then we need to operate in truth, not your feelings. Because your feelings change. Your feelings change for people. Your feelings change for politics. Your feelings can change about the things you've done wrong in life and you want to correct them. Your feelings can change. But the truth will never change. The truth.
And just like he said, your feelings can change and the truth doesn't. You're right. And just like the feelings that you have about somebody, what somebody's done, about their past and all of that, those people can change too, which is why the system is the way that it is or supposed to be. You are innocent until proven guilty. Every man deserves his day in court. So I could be the worst of the worst, or as you said, the scum of the earth. You should still give me the opportunity to have my day in court and to change. It's that simple. It's that simple.
If you have a problem with Candace, you have a problem with me.
I think that was it.
Or cut that safety rope. You have no. Your feelings change for politics. Your feelings can change about the things you've done wrong in life and you want to correct them. Your feelings can change. But the truth will never change. The truth is the truth when you were born, and the truth will be the truth when the day you die. And people need to understand that the only way you're going to be free is if people are telling the truth. Now I'm going to give this analogy, and I promise I'm out.
Yeah, I can't do this analogy that he gave. It was too left field. But the thing is, if you're talking about the truth, if you're talking about doing what's right, it can't be, I'm going to talk about what's right and the truth only for people that got good records. I'm going to talk about doing what's right and being righteous and talking about the truth only for people who I think are not the scum of the earth. Just that simple. Now, if anybody got any questions, then please, but let me address this real quick. Maria, you asked about stop and frisk. I addressed that actually in the beginning and in another video that B. Tatum did. So you can go back and look at that on the relationship rehab. You can see that as well. I didn't vote for him. Speak for me. I didn't vote for him to speak for me. Right. Exactly, Keith. I'm so, man, the people over here on the United Guns of America, man, I like this. Where's the main chat? I've been watching for about 2 months and subscribed a few weeks back. Oh, it's on the relationship rehab. You can get the link over there. Can somebody put the link for the relationship rehab over in the United Guns of America chat just so they can have it? Yeah, no problem at all. I was just saying, yeah, so I won't go back into that because I want to address this real quick. So why is he wearing a Donald Trump Kung Fu shirt? What difference does it make? So Joey, here's my thing. I was trying, like I said, I gave you ample opportunity and plenty of time to actually put forth some type of complete thoughts, to put forth some type of articulated points. And I'm going to ask you this. Why did you come over here and just simply make blanket statements that were just either talking about somebody or name calling, or otherwise just statements that were just made that had no bearing on what we were actually talking about? So Joey Baseball, and I'm going to go back to prove my point and just to solidify what I was saying, I'm just going to read the last few comments that you made. So I'm going to scroll back a little bit in the chat. Here's what he said about the hiring the psycho cops. He said, yeah, that was the last thing I read. So let me start with this one. They are called hoodies because they have hoods on them, not because people from the hood wear them. What does that mean? And why would you say that when that wasn't even a part of the conversation? They are called hoodies because they have hoods on them, not because people from the hood wear them. Just saying, if people don't know what a hooded sweatshirt is, I just don't get that. I would think that that's somebody you may not even need to explain that to if they don't know what a hooded sweatshirt is. But let's go down a little further. All right. Candace Owens has not been consistent since day one. She used to be a liberal Democrat, then she became a conservative once that became more lucrative for her. How can you prove that? Now, if somebody was to say that about a liberal Democrat, saying that they became a Republican the same way you all would, or they were a Republican and became a liberal Democrat just for that same reason, you would have a problem with that. So why would you make that statement? I don't understand why you would make that statement. Again, let's go down a little further. Black Lives, Joey, whatchamacallit? Joey says, he's talking about John Witherspoon. I can see game recognized game like Granddad from the Boondocks. May John Witherspoon rest in peace. See, that made sense. Then Joey says, rest in peace, John Witherspoon. Right. Makes sense because somebody in the chat said it. Get it. So then you come on down. Why is he wearing a Donald Trump Kung Fu shirt? Obviously because he likes Donald Trump and he likes the fact that he has on he's on the shirt that has him in the Kung Fu outfit or whatever. Okay, that's what he wants to wear. Again, if somebody was saying something about somebody who was wearing a Black Lives Matter shirt and they asked that same question, you'd have a problem with it. If somebody said, why is that person wearing a dashiki, you would have a problem with it. Oh, you trying to oppress us, or that's racist for you to say that. Why does that matter? And all I'm asking is, why does that matter? Megyn Kelly used to be a Republican on Fox News. Then she became a liberal once she got a high-paying contract with NBC. Again, where's the point in that? So if I choose to be a Democrat or choose to be a Republican, what difference does it make? Because it is my choice. It shouldn't matter for whatever reason, whether I did it for money, whether I did it for fame, whether I did it for self-conviction, whether I did it for personal beliefs, whether I did it because I had enough facts to prove to me that this is what I wanted to align myself with. Why can't I have that choice? Thank you, High Step, a Tall Stranger, for the super chat. I appreciate it. Why can't I have that choice? And that was what I was saying before. We have to get to a point to where we can say what it is we feel. So, and say what we feel and understand that that's what we're saying. That's what we're feeling. But when it comes to facts and when it comes to making points and when it comes to having a discussion, then those statements need to be articulated to a point to where people can have a discussion about it. And it shouldn't just be a hot statement or just a blanket statement or just a hot phrase to say. All right. So, and then I wanted to address Tom Leach. I think he was the one that was talking about the heart attack or whatever. He said, so we admit that he had a heart attack. You admit that he had a heart attack. It means, it's when your heart stops. Do you not call that a heart attack? So John Leach, Tom Leach, are you saying that he didn't die because of a knee on his neck? Or are you saying that he died because of just a heart attack? Okay, so a heart attack is when your heart is blocked, leading to it stopping. So you can argue about it if you want, but a cardiac arrest caused by a heart attack, who cares? Correct me if I'm wrong. Are you saying that he died of a heart attack and not a knee on the neck? Because if that's what you're saying, then I would say this. If somebody shoots you in the face, I could say, well, you died because of a brain injury as opposed to me shooting you. That sounds crazy. You can clearly see in the video what happened to him. Everything that happened to him, whether what you want to call this, cause of death or whatever the case may be, it was because of what Derek Chauvin did to him. Plain and simple. And if you want to prove that it's not, come and let me put my knee on your neck and on your back for 8 minutes and 40 seconds, and we'll see if you tell the tale. With your hands cuffed behind your back. Anybody else that want to say, oh, well, he died because of a heart attack, he had heart trouble, high blood pressure, the fentanyl and the meth is what caused him to die. If you want to dispute that, and that's your point, your position, it was a heart attack. It wasn't that. I ain't going to even get to the facts yet, Abdul. If that's what we going to do, then let me put my knee on your neck and your back while you are handcuffed on the ground, on the asphalt. Let me do that for 8 minutes and 40 seconds. Then we can talk and tell the story. Now, the factual part of the matter is, regardless of what you're trying to say and what you're trying to justify, you, sir, are not a medical examiner and not a forensic pathologist. However, Dr. Michael Biden had done that very same second autopsy and proved that he died because of the knee on his neck. So, great attempt. But we have actual facts from a medical professional who is one of the top medical professionals in the world, Craig. The world. Arguably the top medical examiner in the world. He said he died because the motherfucker put a knee on his neck. So your point and where you're trying to go and the narrative you were trying to paint, the facts you were trying to bring forth, I just superseded your facts with hardcore medical facts, sir. That's how he died. Would he have died in the backseat of the car? It makes no point. It makes no, right, exactly. You see how he's trying to spin that? This is what I love. I love this type of discussion. Because now Tom Leach is trying to say, CJ Gunn. For me, the question is, would he have died in the backseat of the car after resisting arrest? We'll never know. We will, because Michael Biden said how he died. And the point is, if that was the case, then you let him die in the backseat on his way to the station. You don't get to add to the trauma that he suffered. That's the whole point of why police officers have to do their job. If they felt that he was on drugs to the point, or if they thought he was on drugs to the point where they had to call for the ambulance, for the paramedics, whatever the case, fine, take him to the doctor. You don't put your knee on the neck. You don't. For 8 minutes and 40 seconds. There is no hold, no justification for any man that is in. It's called procedure for a reason. That's just like me putting handcuffs on a guy and then questioning him with my hand on his throat or my hand over his nose. That's why they don't do it, because he can die from it. That's all I'm saying. So he said that the relationship, this isn't in pursuit of a narrative. This is part of a much larger conversation that doesn't have to do with intent. It's just like here's what you're doing. Here's why I'm saying what I'm saying the way that I'm saying it. You're trying to propose another way, or trying to say that or imply that he would have died anyway, and that the symptoms that he's had from his drug abuse or whatever, we don't know if he would have died anyway, which would then say that that officer may or may not have taken his life. That's not true. The actions that that officer did led to him dying. The actions that that officer did contributed to his death. Plain and simple. It wasn't the heart attack, high blood pressure, or whatever else fuck you want to call it. His cause of death was the knee on his neck. It's just like they talk about with COVID. They say you can die from pneumonia, or you can die from COVID. You're at higher risk of dying because you have high blood pressure or diabetes, or you have a respiratory issue. But COVID is what actually took your ass out. I could have asthma, but if I catch pneumonia, pneumonia will kill me. Could I have an asthma attack and die? Probably. I could. Could my heart give out and I just die tomorrow? Yep. But if you give me pneumonia, you are drastically going to say that, you're going to drastically increase the possibility of me dying from pneumonia. Not dying, oh, well, he had asthma too, that's why he could have died. Nope. Just like if I'm laying on the ground and I'm handcuffed, I could have problems from my fentanyl use. I could have problems from my methamphetamine use. But if you put a knee on my neck for 8 minutes and 40 seconds, I'm going to die. Period. Nobody survives 8 minutes and 40 seconds of knee on the neck, knee on the back, handcuffed behind your back. Show me that video, and then you have a question. You have something to talk about. So there we go. There we go. So that was pretty much it. Let me see if there's another question in here. Just to add, a lack of O2 from asphyxiation and it causes eczema where you can lose oxygen to, which causes cardiac tissue death, which may exacerbate his heart problems and cause a cardiac arrest. I'm a PA student. Point being is what? What was the catalyst? Here's my thing. Let me explain this to y'all. Here's why I'm like not even trying to give y'all credit for the shit that y'all saying. If I take a knife, okay, and I cut your, what is that vein called in the thigh? The femoral artery. If I cut your femoral artery, you will die, correct? If I slice your femoral artery open, are you dying from a stab wound or are you dying from loss of blood? That's what the fuck y'all debating. That's exactly what y'all are debating. I take a knife and I slice your fucking femoral artery open, and then y'all saying, well, he really didn't die from a stab wound. He died from his femoral artery losing pressure and blood. His heart stopped pumping because the femoral artery was cut and he didn't have enough blood pressure to keep his heart from pumping. That's what the fuck y'all saying, which is stupid. That's stupid to say that. His heart attack is what he died from. No, motherfucker. You don't stab a person in their femoral artery and then say they died from blood loss. You say they died from a knife wound to the femoral artery. That's what you died from. If I take a plastic bag and put it around your head and you suffocate to death, I don't say that you died because your brain was deprived of oxygen. I say you died because a plastic bag was put over your fucking head and you died from suffocation. That's it. If I hang your ass from a goddamn tree, I don't say that you died from loss of oxygen to the brain. I say you died because you were hung. Y'all are being real fucking stupid. That's it. That's all. Stop trying to overcomplicate this shit so you can make the waters murky. You're trying to make the shit cloudy so you really can't see what happened. Thank God there's video that showed exactly what happened. You're not going to tell me that that man died from anything else besides a fucking knee on his neck for 8 minutes and 40 seconds. That's it. Anything else you trying to throw out there, anything else you trying to add or piggyback on, it's bullshit. If I take your ass and hold your ass in a goddamn pool underwater for 10 minutes and you die, I'm not gonna say that you died from not having enough oxygen to the brain, or you died because you were oxygen deprived for a long period of time, or your heart gave out. I'm gonna say you died from drowning, motherfucker. That's it. That's the cause of death. If Michael Biden ain't talking about the shit you talking about, I don't want to hear what the fuck you talking about. That's it. You say he got choked out, he got asphyxiated, it was because it was a fucking knee on his throat. That's it. You cut off his fucking airway. Motherfucker get choked out and y'all saying, oh, well, he passed out because of asphyxiation. He was choked, motherfuckers. That's it. So there's no point in like debating the extra shit. All right. So with that being said, I want to thank everybody for checking out the show tonight. Please click that like button. If you haven't, click the subscribe button. Please do that. I tried to answer as many questions as I could. We right at about 2 hours, a little bit over 2 hours actually. A little bit over 2 hours. So I'm gonna go ahead and just end this now. I want to thank everybody for coming by. Thank everybody for checking it out. Please click the like button, click the subscribe button, and click that donate button. Matter of fact, let me give a shout out to the people that donated. If you're watching now, you can still donate. Yes, indeed. Hit that Cash App or hit that PayPal. All right, let's see who donated on tonight. Man, is it 2:20? Damn, I didn't know it was that late. Let me get my black ass to bed. Jeez, oh Pete. Let me give a shout out to Beverly Jones. Hit your boy up with $3. She says, I've been down, but I had to send something. You make an old lady's day. Thank you. Hey, I hope that you feeling better, and I hope you get well soon. Thank you so much. I appreciate every donation, every time you come by, Beverly Jones. Thank you so much for taking some time out your day to come and check your boy out. That's what's up. All right, that's the PayPal. Let me see who hit me up on the young PayPal. And shout out to everybody, a couple people that hit me up on the super chat earlier today too. Thank you so much. All right, here we go. My man Michelle Colbray hit your boy off with $10. He says, keep up the good work. Thank you, man. Thank you so much. And also my man Brass Man Taker hit your boy. He says, us, we never happy. Shout out to you. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Hey, look, I'm going to say this. I appreciate the fact that we are speaking up, and there's more of us using our voice. It's more of us speaking what we see as the truth, speaking on what we see in this world. It's a much needed thing. It's a much needed thing. We need to be doing this. And when we see things go one way or the other, it's even more important for us to go and question what somebody else is saying. Whether it be me, B. Tatum, Candace Owens, Tommy Sotomayor, ABL, Kingfish. I said Kingfish. Goddamn. Kingfish is the motherfucker from Amos and Andy. Jesus Christ. Whoever else is out there, have the conversation. Stop name calling and just dropping fucking insults. Stop worrying about the shirt somebody has on and actually talk about what they're saying. Challenge their thoughts. That was to my Black Lives Matter cat. That was to Tom Leach. Go ahead and actually have the conversation and say exactly what it is you're trying to get across, as opposed to just dropping names, as opposed to just dropping phrases. He's Uncle Ruckus. She was a liberal. Now she's a liberal, but now she is a Democrat. She just did it for the money. She's a Democrat, but now she's a Republican, and he did it for the money. Oh, this person here is just trying to get more money. That's why they doing it. You don't know nothing about these people's personal backgrounds. You don't know nothing about their profits or losses. You don't know shit about their income. Talk about what somebody's saying and challenge that, as opposed to trying to get into somebody's life about some shit that has nothing to do with you. It's none of your business. What Candace Owens makes, how many people watch Candace Owens, what Candace Owens does, what Candace Owens gets her money from, whoever her supporters are, has nothing to do with you. It ain't none of your goddamn business. If you hear something that she says on social media, talk about that and challenge it. Absolutely. Stop name calling. Stop just talking shit and making fucking stupid statements, and actually come with a thought. Actually come with an idea that can actually spark a conversation, and maybe, just maybe, you can learn something and they can learn something. I'm Brian Redmond. This is Relationship Rehab. And shout out to my brother. Hit your boy off with $2. My man Herbert Redmond. Thank you, bro. This is the Relationship Rehab. I hope this helps somebody become a better version of themselves. And I hope that you all continue to have the conversation, man. Just have the conversation, please. Hey, use my new. I want to give a shout out to I caught you. I want to give a shout out to my man Scotch, who hit your boy off with $10. He's over there on the United Guns of America. Thank you so much, man. No, I don't have Discord, unfortunately, but thank you, man. All the way from LA. That's what's up. Appreciate it, man. Thank you for your donation. Hit your boy off with $10. But everybody, hey, continue to have the discussion and let it be one that is rooted in facts, that is rooted in truth, and let it be one that's, hey, both sides. It's not one way. Thank you guys so much. I hope y'all have a good night. Enjoy your week. I will try to come back soon, probably tomorrow, and we can do this all over again. If not tomorrow, then Tuesday. I try to either do every day or every other day, depending on what's going on. But you all have a good night. Thank you guys so much.